welcome everybody to 20 Sides to Every Story. Let's see, we've got a lot of chatter already happening in the chat. That's good. Good to see you all. Say hi to Dave and Dawson, everyone, and everyone else that's hanging out with us here tonight. We're doing the rare Monday night community campaign game, where tonight we are playing with some of the patrons who support the channel and doing a little expedition to the Barrier Peaks.
Whoa,
I'm very hopeful
jams,
as well
man!
I'm going to have to raise this book up to my camera because I got a PDF of things scanned in the other week, so I've actually got images put into the computer that I could share instead of just, look at this! Before we begin, just a few announcements. If you're watching us for the first time and you're enjoying what we are doing, please consider supporting the channel with a follow. If you follow the channel, you get notifications when we go
Whoa,
live.
thanks for the jams, man!
And hey, guys, thanks for the cheers. Appreciate that. We have a very full schedule most weeks, and this week is no different. We've got something going on. We got something going on every day this week, and even a couple of things going on over the weekend. So if you follow us, you'll get those notifications when we're on. So check that out. You can also support us with if you've got a Twitch Prime subscription available, you can do that and subscribe to the channel. We will once again be having subscriber games available starting Friday. The first of the Lost City is the other one that we are going to start doing, the other original adventures Reincarnated. So I've been busy working on this too. Level 1 campaign. We always let the patrons have the first crack at signups, but that campaign, Level 1 campaign, we'll be able to get our subscribers into the fun once in a while when we've got open spots. So if you do subscribe and you want to get in on those games or see those signups, please join us in Discord. Even if you don't support us with the subscription, come join us in the Discord, because there's other games not necessarily associated with streaming that happen there, or people are always looking for players for games. So it's a great community to come hang out, talk about D&D and tabletop games, and make some friends and get in the game. So come check that out. If you're interested in playing in the Barrier Peaks or Lost City, you really want to support us, there's the link to the Patreon page. You can check that out, and the different levels of support that you can give us, potentially get in on games like this each month. And the other announcement, I guess I should start talking about Extra Life a bit, because time is upon us, and in a couple of months we're going to be doing Extra Life again this year. This will be the third year that we have participated in Extra Life to raise money for children's hospitals. In the past, we've been raising money for the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, but this year we're not just having one game to support Extra Life, but several. And so a lot of the DMs from 20 Sides Every Story are putting up pages on the 20 Sides Every Story Extra Life page. And so we're going to be, everyone has their choice of what group what hospital they're going to support, and a lot of different events that will span an entire week of gaming, the week of Thanksgiving. So check that out, see the different events that are being posted. They're constantly those pages are getting updated by the DMs as they are kind of figuring out how they're going to manage things, or figuring out what game or content that they're going to run. So we appreciate the support on that too. So let us begin with the adventure here tonight. So the content is Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, and our adventure has been taking place in the Borderlands region of the Grand Duchy of Karameikos, where the keep on the Borderlands has been home to many, or at least a temporary home to many adventurers looking to make a name for themselves. And this lot here, these PCs here that are going to be our main characters for tonight, have all, one way or another, made their way to the Borderlands in search of glory, fortune, all of the above. There has been a call for adventurers, contracts that the Grand Duchy of Karameikos has been awarding to adventurers of renown to go to a fortress that has been found at the base of the Barrier Peaks, which is very near to the tradeway that goes from the Grand Duchy of Karameikos to the Emirates of Ularum, far to the east. And so it had been a prosperous time of trade between these two nations until there had been these strange monsters that the locals couldn't even really describe. They didn't have names for. Just kind of, they would talk of beasts as big as buildings, tall as houses, with tentacles and strange metallic golems that shot fire out of their bodies, attacking caravans, all sorts of strange rumors that was impeding trade between the two countries. And so you've all been given a contract by the Grand Duchy of Karameikos that says to go to this place and clear it out and regain control of it so that the Grand Duchy can move in and bring its forces in to occupy it, so that things like goblins and hobgoblins and the such that occupied the Caves of Chaos at one point, they don't want that happening with this strange fortress that's humongous. And so you all went in search of this fortress, and have been spending probably the better part of a week clearing it out, searching its rooms and such, just mapping it out. And that has been going relatively okay for you until just 8 hours prior to the beginning of our session, the whole ship began to tremble and hum with a low growl, and the entire thing just kind of shuddered, and you could feel your bodies feeling almost like they were being pulled up into the air. And you just got kind of that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, like being on a roller coaster, that you were moving at a very rapid pace. It would seem that gravity has, for the most part, kept you kind of lodged to the floor and seems to still be operating like normal. Likely, many of you have gone to the exits of this fortress and tried to see if you could make your escape, but found that all the doors have been sealed shut and are very much resistant to any efforts to force them open. And so this is the situation as it is as we begin the adventure. But we're going to give each of you a chance to introduce your characters. So we're going to kind of go around, and Hunch, you're brand new, so you get the good favor of going last. I don't put the new person on the spot right away. So we're gonna when we go around the circle, we'll start with Biggs. Give us your name, your race class, and you're gonna roll a D100 when you come up. And this D100 corresponds with a table of some kind of trinket that you found in this past week exploring the ship. And when you'll roll the D100, I'll describe the thing that you found, and maybe you can tell us a little story about the finding of the thing that you got. So we'll start first with Biggs.
Okay. All right, so let me do this D100. How do I do the D100? I click on the D10 and then do times 10? Is that what? No, that gives me a lot of dice.
You do the right click, and then there's a percent.
Okay, on the D10?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, percent. Okay, I got it. Still gave it. Okay.
96. So before you do your introduction, let me tell you what you found. It is...
I hope it's shiny.
It is a handheld device that seems to have numbers. What you've figured out were numbers. And the buttons it seems like you can do simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with this magical artifact.
Well, this is magical because Biggs previously could not do any of those things. So I have power now. All right. Well, I was wandering about, and I was looking for shiny things, and this thing was not so shiny. I should pause now to say Biggs is a goblin barbarian. So, goblin barbarian, hunting around, trying to find the shiny, and then I found this little box, but it had pokey things, and pokey things are almost as good as shiny things. So, I went over and I started poking, and it looked like maybe some numbers, and if I put them in, different numbers came out. So I have been fascinated with this thing, and I have been annoying the crap out of William because I keep coming up to him and saying, Did you know that 4 plus 4 is 8? Very excited about this, and it's my precious, even though it's not bejeweled.
Very good. Take a point of inspiration. That's not from me. That is from Kogo.
That's excellent. Thank you, Kogo.
And next up, we have William. Give me a D100.
All right, here we go. 18.
So at some point this past week, you had found a scintillating disc of unknown material. It has upon it a dial that seems like it can be twisted to slowly click back to its origin, upon which it emits a loud ringing sound. It's likely made of a white material.
Okay,
Like
great.
A horn-like material. Very sharp.
Like a horn-like material. All right, yeah. So I'll be fiddling with that thing and lazily bored and just kind of like letting it ring back and letting it, hit the thing and make the buzzing sound. Just like, I can't believe that I'm having to waste my time in this dirty hellhole. Big, shut up about your stupid number thing. And just tossed it to the ground immediately. So I'm playing William. I am a cleric, a light cleric, and a human. And I am only here because I want to get in the good graces of the Duke of Karamakos, because he exiled me, and now I'm trying to be unexiled, so I have to be in a dirty spaceship.
Fortress, William.
Dirty fortress. Flying fortress and nonsense.
So you can also take a point of inspiration there from Kogo.
Thank you, Kogo.
Next up, we have Krusty.
Hello. I'm Krusty. Krusty Decay. I am a human druid, 6th level. And I love to, I'm of the Order of the Spores. I have a collection. I collect fungus and spores, and that's why I came onto the ship. I figured it would be an excellent opportunity to get some unique fungus and spores for my collection.
Well, Krusty will not be disappointed. A piece that has been left out of the beginning narration here is that for the past several sessions, our story has revolved around these mold people, or the veggie pygmies. And the adventurers had discovered that the veggie pygmies have kind of their own society, and it is a divided society. There is a northern tribe and a southern tribe, and it has been the goal of the past few weeks or the past few sessions to reunite them, and that has happened. And so you all have been staying in the relative safety of the protection of these mold people that I'm sure Krusty would be very fascinated with, because they are living humanoid embodiments of that which you are interested in.
Oh, I wonder if I can take one home.
And in your kind of exploration of the ship, you came upon what appeared to be a petrified cocoon of some kind of unknown insect. not sure if we maybe lost Krusty there.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Petrified cocoon. That sounds interesting. I might add that to my collection as well.
So take a point of inspiration. And Rurik is up next. Give me a D100 roll. 29. You found a palm-sized cylinder that emits a harmless ray of glowing blue light when squeezed.
So, squeezing it right now. See if I can go ahead and track Biggs. Little blue light right on the back of Biggs's head. So what are you doing, Biggs?
I'm making numbers. Look. Numbers.
Numbers. So,
Big numbers.
oh yes, very, very big numbers.
You know, if you put in certain numbers and you turn it upside down, it'll say boobies. See? And I'll put those numbers in and show Biggs.
Rurik is
Well,
now
that's
blushing.
something
Of
useful.
course.
It still works.
But it's universal. Yes.
So, this is what I live with now. Although I have to say, I really enjoy being back in Cinnamon's company. So, as you can tell, I'm a dwarf. And I finally come to accept the fact that I will probably always and forever now be a dwarf thief, even though truly, in my heart of hearts, that is not who I am, nor who I ever wanted to be. But every single pathway I've taken has led me to something like this, being trapped in a ship, going up with a bunch of people who are throwing toys on the ground, playing with numbers, and otherwise occupied while something's going to try and kill us in about the next, 30 seconds.
Sounds good. Take a point of inspiration from Kogo. I don't know if I said that to you, Krusty. You also take a point of inspiration.
Oh yeah, you
And-
did.
I did, okay. Next up is Cinnamon. Go ahead, roll me a D100 before your intro.
All right.
A 6.
6. Yeah.
What you found was a black metal cylinder that dictates the history of an unknown plant or animal species when held.
Okay. Boy, this is exciting. Maybe I'll just listen to it over and over again and see if I can translate it into Vegapygmy, because I just recently learned how to speak their language and I'm just really thrilled about it. So I'll see if they maybe know about it. But I'm a tiefling. I'm a bard. Cinnamon's like a dancer more than anything else, but occasionally she'll sing or, play an instrument. She likes to be an inspirational force to those she's around. So,
It works.
Yeah, and it's really good to see Rurik here. I recently had a very traumatic experience being shoved in a closet and misrepresented to my party, and so I'm still a little sensitive about all that, especially
Was that
since
Lucy?
I don't know. I'm not saying it was, but I'm not ruling her out.
It was not Lucy, but it was a number of doppelgangers. One of whom, the party that had to deal with those doppelgangers, it has been rumored, and maybe it has circled around to Cinnamon, that Lucy seemed very keen on beating up the doppelganger that had assumed Cinnamon's visage, and seemed very thrilled.
She says
It seemed like
she
there was
says
some
it was
satisfaction.
doppelgangers. I'm just saying, you can't always trust her. So maybe it wasn't doppelgangers at all. I'm just saying.
And the other piece to that tale is that one of the doppelgangers is still alive. The party that had to deal with the doppelgangers that took hostage some of the adventurers that were on the ship, including Cinnamon and William, and impersonated them. They have all been dealt with, but one survived because the party that had to deal with them took a prisoner. And that doppelganger's name is... And he has been kind of being used a little bit. His detect thoughts ability, his telepathy, had been the way that they used him basically to communicate with the veggie pygmies because they didn't have any other way to do so. So he's still alive and presumably imprisoned somewhere on the ship. And next up, we have take your point of inspiration from Kogo. And then next up, we have Hunch. Hunch, if you right-click on your D10, you'll see a little percentage button pop up, and you can roll that, and you got a 65. Let's see what you found while exploring the ship. Ooh, some kind of an instruction manual, it would seem, but it would be an kind of an alien text. But it is some kind of manual or book.
Okay. So I imagine that Hunch has not been in the fortress as long as these other folks. He's kind of a latecomer. He's never met any of them. And while he's been wandering around, he has seen other parties, but no one really wants to initiate with him. He's used the first couple pages of the instruction manual as toilet paper because he can't read any language, let alone an alien language. So as he's entering this room, what everyone would see is a tall yet hunched figure covered in a frayed, stained cloak and carrying a crude spear. And as he approaches, a gangly arm covered with spotted fur lowers the hood to reveal a gnoll with a mohawk-like mane. And you kind of get the scent of sweat, wet dog, and boiled cabbage all mixed together. And one of his yellow eyes is kind of looking in the general direction of this party. The other wanders a bit as he gives you a wide, toothy smile. So Hunch is a monk gnoll.
Awesome.
I think this is the
Excellent.
animal that my disc is explaining about. I think it's the unknown species right there.
Very good. Hunch, you can take a point of inspiration. And where you all find yourselves this morning, it's been 8 hours or so since the fortress is taken off. You have all just rested and find yourselves back in an area that basically serves as a dining room of sorts. There are kind of 8 metal long tables that stand in this chamber, each with very identical manufactured type chairs on either side, all identical in craft and make. All about you as you're entering in here in the morning, you're the only, you 6 are the only non-Vigi Pygmies in here. But all about the room, you can see that like dozens upon dozens of Veggie Pygmies, all apparently in some kind of hibernation or sleep as they're all passed out. And all about the room are receptacles of a sort, of like an aluminum sort, and bottles. And you notice that each of these, it seems like the Veggie Pygmies have been consuming these things. Some of them have labels that look like this, and others have symbols that look like this upon them. Seems like the ones on the north have this red and blue symbol on them, and those in the south have this red symbol on them.
The ones in the south have better taste.
Yeah, the ones in the south definitely think they're way more sophisticated than the northern tribe. That was part of their beef, is that they felt that they had evolved beyond what the northern tribe liked, but the northern type were a little bit more freewheeling and carefree.
Is that vegetation next?
Yeah. So there's that.
Alex, I have a quick
ahead.
question for you. Do these creatures actually talk? Like, do they have language?
They have a language.
Would I know that coming in? Because I would prepare a spell if I did.
Yes, and not just for the veggie pygmies, but other things that have been encountered on the ship. If you wanted to have comprehend languages prepared or a different type of spell like that,
Sure. Got it.
You would definitely have probably done that, because even the robots, the metal golems, Lucy the android, for the most part, had been speaking this alien language that required such magics to understand.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
But then also about this room, as you're kind of waiting, as you've been kind of accustomed to at this point, there's a dwarf who you've come to know as Barry, who is something of a chef who, as you arrive in the dining hall, is scuttling about with trays that have some kind of a bowl upon it, with some kind of a grayish, almost like porridge, oatmeal type consistency meal that he has prepared for you, and a little ceramic cup that contains a hot, black, oily liquid that seems similar enough to what you know as coffee, but this stuff definitely doesn't taste like the natural coffees that you're used to from this world that you are native to. But nonetheless, it is there on the tray as he's scuttling about, kind of doling out breakfast to you, as maybe you're all discussing what you want to do next. Rurik, during the night of this party that the Veggie Pygmies were having, one of them, you didn't understand what it was doing, but it waved in front of you a gray key card. It seemed to be gifting it to you. And you recognize it as one of the colored key cards required to open up many of the doors on the ship.
Oh, so I have my entire color collection of key cards. I appreciate that. And if I remember...
Yes.
If I remember, Lucy was telling us what all of these colors meant.
Yeah, and she told you that the gray key card belonged to the commander of the ship and is the top card. With that card, you can open any door within the ship.
That will be wonderful. So, Cinnamon.
Yeah?
Look. I have a way to get through any door.
Like even the ones that lead off the ship?
Well, we may not really want to take a step off the ship if in fact we are like rising up in the air or have been traveling through the air. But yeah, this would at least let us maybe go back to, remember when we were trying to find the controls to the ship?
Vaguely. I mean, I've been so traumatized lately that sometimes it's just hard to remember things. But
yeah,
I think controls would be good because, if something goes up, maybe we can figure out how to make it go down, right?
Yeah, that would be the plan. So that should be a good plan. The main thing we have to do is make sure that whatever else happens, Biggs doesn't find this or any of the other collection of key cards. Do you have a place we could stash them?
Sure. I got a place we can stash them.
Okay, here you go. I'm going to go ahead and give you my key cards. I'm going to hang on to the gray one. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put it underneath my right pauldron. So I have one. People can't really see that. This way for sure we have the major card if we need it. We can go ahead and tell everybody we've got them though.
I'm standing right next to you, actually.
You're not supposed to be paying attention
hi.
to my conversation, as per usual. Hi.
I thought you were playing with that loud ringing thing.
Oh, that thing is some sort of silly toy of these creatures. vegetable pygmies. But yes, no. I was just being sarcastic. You keep your secrets.
The dwarf that has been doling out the breakfast kind of taps you on the shoulder, William, and he says, "Hey, William, can I see that thing that you have? The ringy thing?"
Like I pick it up. Like I don't know what you'd want to do with the toy that makes a ringing sound when you force it backwards into its spot, but here we go.
Well, I
Sort of
think
hard
maybe,
to use, actually.
I've seen these symbols on some of the writing there in the kitchen, and I think it could be really useful for cooking and the timing of things.
I look at it, and with my intelligence score of a 10, I'm just like, I don't even... the ways of cooking, I'm sorry, that's something beneath me. I don't tend to cook my own food unless I'm out in the wild and I have to. So, go for it. I'll toss it to him.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Just do me a solid. Can you not tell the other butler man about this? He is so
Wait,
mean.
you
and
mean,
cruel. He'll make fun
You're
of
talking
me.
about Mr. Butterbrickle.
Yeah. He don't like me.
Upon
Oh, you
hearing
must-
the words cooking and food, Hunch has kind of slunk over to the conversation. He's kind of sniffing the air and eyeing the two speakers expectantly.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again? Hunch?
Oh, I've been called many things throughout my travels. Brute Lee, Jerky Chan, Jet Lethal, Crouching Hyena, Hidden Dragon, Twitchy Master, Fists of Fury, Kung Fu Muzzle, Iron Snoot, but my friends do call me Hunch. I don't know why exactly, but I have a hunch.
Barry just runs away screaming.
I guess I'll stick with Hunch then. That seems a bit easier to say.
Oh, that must mean we're friends. Great.
Of course. I love all the strange creatures of the world, especially things like that, and I point over at Biggs.
Ah, that's a goblin.
Yes, that's a goblin. She's very useful, though. Right, Biggs?
Great. So, did you gonna finish your porridge?
Porridge, and I guess I'll look down at the little bowl that the chef had made us. I heard in the chat a rumor that he's not a very good chef. Is that true, Alex?
Barry himself would be a very good chef. What you were eating is not necessarily a product of Barry's cooking. It's from like some kind of a magical artifact in that other room that produces this pretty consistent. It's a sustainability kind of thing. You eat this not because it's enjoyable and going to give you joy and pleasure your taste buds. It just sustains you.
Hunch, I have a suspicion. I carefully say I have that this may be vegetable pygmy.
Vegetable pygmy. I
Shush.
what? Are you gonna finish it?
You can have it, actually.
He just like slurps it up like eagerly and drops the container back on the table. Thanks.
I think
Can I have some of that? I'd like to add it to my collection.
We're with cannibals.
Doesn't taste like veggies.
Yeah, I kind of lost my appetite, but maybe I'll try one of those like aluminum bottle things. They seem to be pretty interesting. Are there any that aren't empty?
Make an investigation check.
All right. I can't pull it up. Sorry. There we go. 19.
Okay, you're searching about the cups and cans and bottles and such. They are all empty. But then you recall something. You remember seeing some kind of a weird golem that seemed to have a bunch of them inside of it. And so you notice that this thing, you take a peek in the kitchen, and you can see that the dispensary robot, actually the Veggie Pygmies revered this one and the one that corresponds with the Pepsi symbol. There's two of them, and they are the deities of the Veggie Pygmies. And both of them have a great deal of mold that grows off of them. And that is the origin of the Veggie Pygmies are from these two machines, and so that is what determines their loyalty. What patch of mold did they spring up from?
Mr. Decay, I think I found something you might be interested in. And you know what? Maybe you could get me something from Inside It Out since you like the mold so much. I don't really know if I should touch it, but I kind of want one of those bottles.
Oh, that seems interesting. Yeah, I think I could get some scrapings off of that. Yeah.
Can you scrape right there where the bottles are so I can, maybe get one out?
I'll try.
All right,
So
make a nature check. Okay. You have you've seen mold that has like kind of similar properties to whatever this is. Maybe not exactly this, but you know that it would be an incredibly bad idea to start scraping this without any kind of protection. It will kick up, and the danger is that you could inhale it.
We better
However,
gone.
Krusty, why don't you make me an investigation check as well?
This ain't gonna be good.
Oh,
Oh,
not too bad.
16. So Krusty just a little while ago, he actually hasn't been doing as much investigating of the ship as he may have led you all to believe. He's actually been spending some time in the arcade room with Lucy the android, where he was playing some games. However, this is useful in this situation because you notice that this machine here has a very familiar coin-sized slot in it, just like those arcade machines that you were playing your action adventure game, where you assumed the control of these adventurers in this other world. You didn't quite understand what Lucy was telling you about it, but that's what you think was going on.
Oh, would I have any coins left?
I think you gave me your character sheet. Had some amount of gold. Are you gonna try throwing some coins in there?
I'll put a coin in.
You put a coin in, and one of the bottles drops down when you're able to retrieve that safely.
Oh, how nice of you. Did you do that for me?
Oh yeah, that's my pleasure. You can have that. I'll have to take some precautions of getting some of this mold though.
Well, thank you so much. You are like just so sweet. And I'll just take the bottle and go away with it.
The machine is like talking in that alien language. You don't know exactly what it's saying, but it's saying something. It does like a little salute and just kind of marches back over to the corner where it was.
Sayonara to you too.
So in this moment, suddenly like the lights that are kind of embedded almost like magical sconces in the ceiling kind of flicker a bit, and the ship kind of rustles around. It's a departure from, you're used to hearing the sound of the humming and kind of the kind of gentle feeling of movement at this point, but suddenly it like kind of rocks very violently, like you hit some turbulence or something. And the tables in here kind of start to move around and shift from the shutter.
I think we should find out what's making this erratic motion.
Yeah, if this fort's a rocking, don't come a knocking. Am I right?
I've heard that before.
As much as I hate to say it, but I agree with the monk Knoll
Thanks, Willie.
and the mushroom man. We should go exploring.
Yeah.
In a rocking boat.
I'm going to present a few options to you, just kind of from a meta standpoint, based on information that has been collected over the past few adventures. There are basically, I would say, 3 main unexplored areas left on this first level. One would be in the central area of the ship, an area that Lucy the android and other adventurers maybe had relayed to your group was kind of it seemed like the police headquarters, or the area where a lot of the police robots, the police golems, had been kind of emanating from. There was like some kind of a makeshift prison cell there. There was some kind of a slumpy skeleton in an office. Just a lot of that.
Slumpies.
Yeah, you heard of the. Somebody really loved their job up until the bitter end. There's most of that area has been explored, except there is a room there in the very center that requires the gray key card to access. There is an area in the upper left-hand corner of the map that has not been explored. We'll just say that Lucy has relayed that she believes that area is where an engineer, like the engineer's quarters was, the head technician's quarters was up in that area. And then in the upper right-hand corner is where Rurik, you and Scenario had tried to get in there. That's where the commander's suite and living quarters was. As well as right next to it, the head of what she calls the head of security's office and quarters, which have also not been explored yet.
Yep, spent way too much time in there.
And then, as if you need any more options, a fourth option would be to descend down on each of the cardinal directions of the ship. There is like this weird tube-like structure that seems to be open space that descends downward into darkness.
A slide.
Yeah, descending downward into darkness, Biggs, probably not our best choice, right?
Yeah, I mean, I come from a place that's descended down in darkness, so it feels a little like home, but probably not for the rest of you.
I think we should either go to the commander's place or the engineer. The engineer might maybe they have some controls of the ship.
Maybe so. I mean, the key card you got, Rurik, that's for the commander's room, correct?
Well,
The gray one you were hiding from
partially
us?
correct. It's only partially correct. We could use this card to pretty much get into any of the doors we want to, according to Lucy. And
Lucy
I
knows
see.
everything. Lucy's just so smart.
as Cinnamon is pointing out, Lucy hasn't always been the most reliable of sources.
Well, I vote we go to the commander's room. Maybe we can find someone who can help solve our problems.
Okay,
I
well, then-
agree with my mate, Willie.
Thank you, Hunch. Slide a
That's
little
a
bit closer to
friendship.
the goblin.
Scooch a little bit away.
You guys
Well,
are friends
okay.
there, William?
Mean to me.
So what you know, I don't mind going through mountains and, like running into dragons on the rare occasion, but generally we have a plan. So what's the plan?
Like open the door with a card, right?
Yeah, but okay. So Cinnamon, um, I don't know. I think we should go to the commander's room too. I think you're right. Although I am really torn because, the engineer makes things. And you know how I feel about made things. They're fascinating, and there's maybe something there that would be useful and help us with the descent into darkness that is Biggs's home.
Like if we go where the commander is, the commander's going to have like the ability to control everything. And then once this thing is no longer shaking and going crazy, then we can explore the darkness and we can explore the rest of the doors.
Okay.
Cinnamon has it right. If you want to get things done, you go to the leadership. You go to the top. You play the politic game.
Oh, don't ruin her argument, okay? Just hold where you are right now, William.
So listen, Cinnamon. I've seen you before. You're good with your wiles and your ways of talking to people. If we do run into some sort of creature like these robot golems, if you need to talk to them and speak the language, if there's a barrier, I have a solution for that. Just let me know.
So, like, I am able to speak any tongue I want to. I have this ability now because I had this scroll and it was so awesome. I was like, you know what? I want to do this all the time. Now, I can't do it all the time, but I can do it sometimes. So I'm pretty good at languages.
I see. I'll straighten my
but only
clothes
for like an hour at a time or so.
I mean, I was just suggesting as a, of course, I'm embarrassed now.
But you know, William, that sounds so helpful, and I'm sure other people would really, be able to make use of that. Like your friend over there, the one with the eye.
Hey, Willie, is that your girlfriend? Is that your Sheila?
No, my God, Cinnamon. No. I mean, she's lovely and everything, but
she's very horny. Look at those big horns.
So, Hudge, and let me tell you something. I actually am. My goddess is the goddess of romance, and to give you a few pointers about talking about a woman, and I'll just kind of like take him to the side and have a hushed conversation.
So
that's not what it means where I'm from. We say Randy where I'm from.
So you're having probably these conversations on your way to the commander's area, it sounds
One
like.
hopes.
So you're having some lighthearted conversation, getting to know each other. For some of you, this is the first time that you have met. As you're traveling, your feet are kind of rapping on the metallic floor. The walls, ceilings, everything basically is composed of kind of this sort of very, very smooth, very shiny metallic material, reflective material. And as you're going about, there are lights and the lights seem to be on. This is a new experience since the rumblings of the ship have started, that all the power, all the lights in this entire construct have lit up. Once in a while they flicker though, and kind of keep you in the dark for maybe a few seconds or so, and then they come back on. You turn the corner, right past, I should probably show you. You're passing by one of these drop tube structures, so I'll show you a map or an image of what one of those looks like. I think it's number 2. It looks like, oops, like this. So it is a cylinder, maybe about, 20 feet or so wide. Probably 15 feet or so tall, has an open portal that runs through it. Along the sides of this tube, you can see what look like almost like rungs of a ladder, but they're spaced out way too far from one another to be useful as a ladder. Each of the rungs is probably maybe 10 feet or so separate. So it's just kind of odd. Looking down, it just goes down into darkness. The tube itself is not lit. And so you pass by that on your way to the commander's chamber. As you round the corner, you hear what almost sounds like a sobbing. And down on the other end of the corridor, you see a woman in the kind of a tight-fitting, almost bodysuit that is dual-colored, a yellow and red. She's leaning up against the wall. She almost looks like she's wincing and holding her temple. And her left hand is just holding onto the wall, almost like she's steadying herself from fainting.
Do you think that's the commander?
No. I think. What do you think? Doppelganger?
Well, I think it's
You're
the commander.
I wasn't asking you, William.
And
Why don't we
Why
go
so many
ask
people
her?
are in love with you.
Let's go ask her.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Let's go ask her. So-
Punch just kind of walks brazenly up to her.
As you approach,
Hello.
she looks at you as you say hello. She doesn't give you the reaction that the chef did. She looks at you, and she begins to speak. And she's holding her head. It looks like she's wincing and grimacing even more, but she's speaking the language that she is speaking. You do not understand.
Does anyone speak gibberish?
William,
I can't understand a word she says. Willie, why don't you come over?
Well, you see, the thing is, I could, of course, but my good friend Cinnamon, who I respect dearly, already knows how to do the same sort of spell that I had planned to cast, right, Cinnamon?
Oh, that's the horny one. Oh, the Randy one, I mean. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I can speak like a total gibberish language, and it weirdly makes sense when I use this spell. So maybe I can understand you, lady that's crying over here, but just so you know, you can't understand me yet, but I don't trust you, so I'll be listening very carefully. So
As you're saying these things in your language, contemplating the use of that spell, she seems like she's listening to you or hearing you, and she looks at you, and suddenly you see blood is pouring out of her ears, begins to drip out of her eyeballs and her nostrils. She's just leaking blood from all these different places before she
Oh, that's not
collapses
good.
on the floor. At which point,
Why didn't I
she
take
just
steak
kind
with
of
dead?
dissipates into a mist.
Oh, so it's okay. So no body.
No body remains.
Ghost?
so that was weird.
Was she really there?
Is there
Is
still
there any
blood?
residue?
Nothing. Nothing is left behind, suggesting that what you saw was even real. Whether it was a programmed image, whether it could be ghost, you're not sure.
Would she have had any scent? Because typically when Hunch meets someone, he kind of sniffs them a little bit.
No.
She wasn't real. She had no smell whatsoever. It was the weirdest thing.
But,
It was a trick.
Could have been an illusion.
but why an illusion of a disappearing, bleeding woman?
No.
Maybe
to
this-
spook us.
Maybe it was a memory, not an illusion, somehow. It happened, but in
That
the
actually
past.
makes sense.
But memories go in your head and they don't come out. That's crazy.
Maybe someone can take them out and project them into the world.
Ooh, that'd be a nifty trick.
Yeah, well, I tell you, as we have said about other things, we could probably go check out this whole nifty trick. If it was an illusion and it's built by this boat, well then, I who knows why it's there. But we're here if we want to go in the door.
Okay, should we have a plan? Like if we run into any other bleeding, crying women?
Hunch, you want to go ahead and give them all a sniff?
Yeah. I sniff everybody. It's how I get to know them.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I kind of step back away because, that kind of creeped me out just a little bit. But
I do to
You know.
everybody.
yeah, that's what's creepy about it.
Krusty kind of smells musty and decaying a little bit, and people kind of back away from him,
Are you saying this out loud, Krusty?
No, I'm just describing what Krusty smells like. So
It's so funny if you, third person said that about yourself.
Don't bother sniffing me. This is what you'll pick up.
Oh, he already sniffed him. He sniffed him back in the cafeteria.
So
It's what if the bleeding, crying woman was, trying to warn us about something that was a memory but still is here?
Well, okay. That makes total sense too. The boat is trying to warn us about something, or a ghost on the boat is trying to warn us about something, and it's not tried to warn us about any of the other really bizarre things that we found here.
Suddenly, all of the
So-
lights in this corridor go completely dark.
Oh, crap.
Oh.
Crikey.
I'll scream and grab onto Rurik. Even though I wasn't near him, I ran over to him to pretend protect me.
I'm really grateful you're here because I know you'll protect the hell out of me too.
Hunch sidles up to Willie.
Oh, I was about to grab Hunch, so it's perfect.
Ah, a little
It's like
Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo
shit.
and Shaggy.
So perfect.
I'm on my own and I can see just fine. So, y'all can just.
I can still see if there's any light source at all. I have dark vision, so
Yeah, it would likely be dim light in here. It's not like all the lights in the entire ship have gone off, so there's still ambient light coming from the other hallways. But it just this particular hallway, all the lights went out.
oh god. Maybe literally. What if had the veggie pygmies said anything at all about anything like this? Have they? No.
Just go we're almost there. I think we should just go into the room, and maybe there'll be a way to control the lights and the ship and everything.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a plan. But you stay close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cast
come up.
light. Oh,
I can come. Oop. Sorry, I was just gonna say I can come up to the front too to help out since I can see and I'm good at avoiding traps and such.
I'm gonna
Appreciate
cast
that.
light on your helmet.
Now it's kind of a little
Glowing.
bit blinding. Oh, that reminds me, I'm going to pull out the little blue light stick thing and point it so that I can use it to sort of light at least the surface of the things that we're looking at.
It lights up we'll say dim light in 5 feet in front of you.
And it's
So
probably
it's more like glow stick and less flashlight.
It's like that flashlight that you keep in your cupboard that doesn't work very well, but you don't throw it away for whatever reason.
Oh yeah,
And then you need a flashlight, and that's the only thing you can find. And you're like, damn it.
yeah.
I was envisioning one of those little keychain ones that
Yeah.
it's just this little tiny
I
dot
Yeah,
of
you're
light.
hold it just right. If you put your thumb off a little bit, it flickers.
Mhm.
well, this
Got
is
one.
fascinating.
I had this
that
experience just the other day.
us molds don't like to have light, so this is excellent environment for them.
I see. Well, between Biggs's glowing head and this little light. I'm going to go ahead. Last time we sort of like teleported through this door. It's not a great experience. I just really wouldn't recommend doing that again.
What's on the other side?
I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to go
I
ahead.
thought you teleported to it.
Yeah, well, Scenario's not here right now, and without him and his door, I don't really think I have much of a chance of making it through.
Oh, so you like intentionally teleported through it. It wasn't just like, whoops.
Yeah, no, and we left everybody else outside after they told us not to do it, and we did it anyway. They were disgusted and they left.
Can you open the door?
I'm going to open the door. So I'm going to open the door.
You swipe the key card, and the metal door, which basically opens overhead, shoots up and reveals the chamber within. You see what was once a very comfortable looking common area, filled with couches, stuffed chairs, small tables, and colorful decorations on the walls. There are, I think I described it this way the last time you were in here, 4 skeletons in rags that lie prone on the floor, seemingly left where they fell. The rest of the room appears to be somewhat in disarray, as if abandoned with great haste. And then there are 4 doors leading off this common area, 1 to the north, 1 to the east, and then 2 to the south. All require a gray key card to open.
Yeah, so Scenario and I...
Oh, look at the skeletons. See what kind of a decay or mold or something or whatever that might be on them.
There is pretty much nothing. There, time has eaten away at anything that would have been collected on the bones. Make me a investigation check. Or medicine, I guess. Either one. Seven. Yeah, there isn't much left to pick apart or investigate. You're looking for mold. There is no mold on these remains.
Oh shoot! Someone got here before me.
Punch sniffs them to see if they smell different from other bones he has sniffed in the past.
Go ahead, give me a perception check at advantage.
Okay. Oop, that is persuasion. Hold on.
17. They don't smell any different, really. They definitely smell old.
No meat left on these bones, and I bet the marrow's all dried up too. What a waste.
Yeah, well, who knows how long they've been here. Probably tastes like stale matchsticks at this point. No matter who you are.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
Ulrich, have you been through any of these other rooms?
Yeah, well, we tried and failed to get through into the other room. So.
Sorry, I just want to put a comment on Hunch, your perception check. When I say old, I mean like over 100 years old.
Got it. I was hoping we'd find some monsters.
Well, just hang on. We haven't gone very far yet.
I was hired by the Grand Touchy whatchamacallit to kill monsters. And the more the merrier, am I right?
The Grand who?
The Grand Touchy something or other, I don't remember.
Oh, Dutchy. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty touchy, though. They were dragging me all over the place, trying to get me out of there after they gave me the job.
I can just
I'm
imagine
sure.
that.
Yeah, that checks out.
It definitely sounds right. So I am going to say we could use some caution. Hunch, can you smell through that door?
Which door?
The one, oh, we're standing in front of a door here. That's what this thing is right here. That
Right.
looks, yeah,
Okay.
it's,
Let me take a whiff. Can I smell
Another-
anything beyond the door?
Another perception check at advantage.
Okay.
You think you're picking up the scent of maybe yet another set of bones? Another dead body or dead remains?
Just more bones up that way.
yeah, well, maybe the bones belong to the commander. So, but nothing else, right? You didn't smell, let's just say, the lovely wafting odor of a giant elephant-like creature with tentacles.
Ooh, no. I
No.
think I would have recognized that, or at least it would have been something different, but just some bones and lots of metal here. Hard to pick up meat smells.
Yeah, lots of metal is that's another one of those hazards. So, hopefully we won't get the chance to distinguish between different types of metals. So I'm going to go ahead and open this door.
Door opens and reveals another room containing a soft divan facing several lounge chairs. Also present is a dressing table and a small desk, both of which display a feminine touch. There's a skeleton that lies on the divan, its shoes removed, and a cup held loosely in one bony hand.
Interesting.
Don't be alarmed when I put a token on the map. It's just to represent where that body is.
Okay.
Not an enemy or whatever.
Do you think it drank poison? Maybe this
Ah,
was
now I think I was probably getting pissed.
oh, maybe.
Does kind of look like a party in here, sort of.
No.
Not much
That's
of
a
a
good
party
way
if
to
she's
go.
by herself. I mean, that's not really fun.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the other room. They had all this stuff that looked, party-ish.
Yeah, then why is she in here all by herself?
I don't know.
She-
Let me see. I'm gonna take a look and see if there's any blunt force trauma signs on the body. Like if there's any signs of has it been like the cheek bang her head, in a crash, that kind of thing.
Make a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, of course, natural 20.
Yeah, she's laying fairly comfortably. It would look like from posture. You don't see any trauma wounds on the skull or anything like that. You heard what Biggs had suggested about poison, and you see the cup in her hand. And perhaps in your investigation, checking it out, you do take a whiff off the cup, or do something that makes you believe. You kind of put together the fact that the cup is there, and there is a vial that is on the desk. It seems like there's residue of a similar material or a similar chemical.
Well, again, I'm shocked to say I think the goblin has it. No signs of trauma. It appears more than likely poison, possibly intentional.
Oh, I bet I know what happened. Maybe one of those skeletons out there, they got into a fight, and she was so angry and betrayed, and she went and she laid down and she had to poison herself because it was all so tragic.
Maybe.
Do you think that the poison would make her bleed from her eyes and ears like that thing we saw in the hallway?
Oh,
What if it was her?
yeah.
Yeah, the memory of her.
It's a memory poison? I'm so confused right now.
No, me too.
Her ear. Look at her ear. William, look at her ear.
Wait, what do you mean? She's a skeleton. She doesn't have any ears.
Well, she's got like where her ear used to be.
I
Come
like
on.
hold the skull. I'm like pointy. It's like smooth. So an ear is
Is there any like red staining or anything? Just look at the bones more.
All right, fine. I'll take a look and see if there's any blood staining on the bones.
Nothing
Not
like
sure.
that.
No, Biggs. We don't see any blood staining the bones. Not that it would. Yeah. Anyways, no.
Let's add it on, tack it on to the 20 of your medicine check. If she had bled out like that image that you saw in the hallway, likely there'd be some kind of stain or something on the floor, like would have dripped on the floor or whatever. You don't see that.
Fair enough. Yes. No, Biggs. It's an excellent idea. I had it myself, but she's not. There's no stains. There's no bleeding, and I would imagine, to be honest, if it was that violent, she would have fallen out of her seat. This looks like it was possibly a peaceful death.
Oh.
I used to be a doctor.
You used to be a
We know.
doctor.
I play a doctor on TV.
Punch sniffs the
Sweet
poisoned
William.
goblet or whatever it is, and then takes a pull from his own flask.
Lovely.
Where'd you go, Willie?
Well, onward and upward, or sideways.
This is out of character, but I'm out of fantasy grounds and I'm trying to get back in. Lauren, you know about this.
Oh yes, very familiar.
Did you?
I think
Classic
usually
fantasy grounds.
Winston has to boot Lauren so she can
Yeah.
get back in.
Does it say license key conflict?
It doesn't. I would imagine. Is it? Well, what I would try, Alex, is just boot her character and then try to join again. Like I'd totally restart Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah,
All right.
it just
I-
crashed.
I have booted you.
Okay, thank you for booting me. I appreciate
I
that.
understand.
What? While you're waiting for that to load, did you have a? You're the one with the key card. Did you have an idea of which door you'd like to try next?
Well, is there any other door out of this room?
Not
an
out
adjoining?
of that room. No.
Okay. So then the next room that I would like to go to is the one that is to the south.
Do you want me to sniff it, Rurik?
Absolutely. That should just be like our go-to first strategy from now on.
I'm gonna put my hand on Hunch's shoulder and just say, remember the talk we had about romance and how to treat people appropriately and all these things, and I'm giving him guidance from Miris, so you have guidance.
All right, there are two south-facing doors. Would Hunch know which one Rurik was referring to?
Let's just say it's the one that you're near.
Okay.
So
Then he's
go ahead,
gonna-
do a perception check at advantage, then throw that D4 in there as well.
Okay. Plus a D4.
You're not really picking up any particular scent that's sticking out to you from this one. Maybe your nose is just becoming numb to all the death around you.
Can't really pick much up here. We probably should just go inside.
Okay, so in that case, guys, we should probably like prepare because, things dropping from the ceiling. Maybe there's a Vegapygmy tribe that hasn't really like got the news yet.
They like the RC Cola.
What's that?
I don't know. I was making a joke.
You swipe
Seemed to be a
the
good one.
key card reader on this one, the door lifts up, and you can see another, seems like lounge area. A pair of soft couches rests at one end of the room. On both of the couches, you see the remains of bones of two smaller humanoids. The other side of the room contains a large oval table surrounded by chairs resembling open seed pods perched atop a single leg. A half dozen crystal flagons or bottles sparkle on the side board near the table.
William, you want to go check those out?
No,
The
I'm sorry. You
flagons
said
or
me.
the kid skeletons?
Yeah,
Or maybe
those
they're
are the little.
halflings.
I think they were the kids, the little blighters.
And I'm picking up the flagon, like, oh, this is nice crystal.
It is that,
Um,
but does it have anything in it?
Smell it. Do I smell the same poison smell?
Roll me a d6.
Oh gosh. 3.
So the flagon that you lift up, you give it a whiff. You're trying to identify whether it's poison.
Yeah, this. I want to tell if it's the same residue and scent that I had from the other setup where the woman was.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. All right. 23.
Okay. Does not seem to be poison. In fact, it has a scent of some kind of spirit. You can't really identify what it is or what kind of liquor it is, but you're pretty certain this is an alcohol that you're holding in your hands.
Okay. I don't think it's the same situation. I guess I could look at the child skeletons. Well, what else does anything want to do first, I suppose? I mean, I can keep rooting around in this room if you'd like.
But we're really looking for controls, right? So
True.
do you see any controls?
It looks like some sort of dining room with some dead children. So no.
They children, or could they be goblins? Just asking.
Oh, I know what dead goblins look like. I don't think these are those.
Okay. I just get a little worried when they say that there's little things that are dead because.
And you don't get worried when he says he knows what dead goblins look like? I mean, that would worry me if I were a goblin.
I mean, yes. I am very worried about him just in general, but trying to stay positive.
Find any pigs? Is there anything shiny in there?
I mean, there's the crystal, but to Cinnamon's point, I think we are in some sort of living quarters. I don't think this is a control room.
Well, no.
Or
Got
some
one more
book
room.
that shows where, like, maybe a map that shows where the controls are, or a book how to, like, operate the controls. Those would be good things. Look for those things.
I got a book.
Where did
Well,
you
you're
find
missing
the
the
book?
first few pages.
Yeah, I had to use them. Nature cold and all that. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As
I
you're
can't
all
read it.
discussing where to direct your search, you suddenly feel cold air around you all, as even the lights in here seem to flicker and die, just like the hallway outside. And soon you just have the feeling that you are with the presence of living shadows that erupt all around you or apparate all around you. And you can just kind of feel like cold breath on the backs of your neck. And
All right,
this
monsters.
is where you found the monsters. And we will start first with Biggs. You were in a room, the southern room, where two seem to have apparated right above the table with the vials.
All right. So you say above the table. So can I even reach them? What if I stand
Sure.
on the table?
If you walk up there, you know this is a very low table.
Okay, just want to make sure that. So, I am going to run up in a rage and try to whack this guy. So, a rage. And
That'll hit.
yay! The dice are so fun to roll in this.
All right, 8 points of damage.
All right. And I'll growl at it and say, "Go away!"
You should have extra attack, I think, at this point. So
Oh,
you
do
give
I?
it a
Oh, yes.
second swing.
I forgot how to be a goblin.
And that'll hit as well.
All right.
So you hit, and with that growl, you just kind of whisk away the form of this shadow as it dissipates.
All right.
Cinnamon, you are
Got
up
it.
next.
Oh my gosh, like there are a lot of them around here. I am going to cast Bane on at second level so I can target the 4 that are in the room with me. And I'm trying to remember how to do that. I hit control and then just click on them all, right? Something like that. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the ones that you want to target.
All right. I'm not sure if I'm getting it or not because it's not doing
So you-
anything special.
You select
Like,
your
it's not-
character, like click on yourself first, and then hit
Sure.
Control click. Hold the control down when you click on them.
I am.
There
And
you
you
go.
start
I
drawing
got
a little
one.
arrow to them. Oh, oops. Okay. Oh no, I did it to my own character. Never mind. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm seeing lines, but I don't feel like I'm doing them. I'm not, because like there's one that, so I clicked on myself and then I clicked on this dude. But the lines just are coming and going. I'm sorry, it's not doing what it normally does. So, like, they're not staying. It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, it's kind of buggy. I think in Fantasy Grounds Unity.
Yeah, because I've done it in Fantasy Grounds before that way. So I don't know. I can just drop the save on each of them.
Sure.
I don't know if that's just going to do it, because otherwise I feel like it's going to take too long to try to figure out. Is that doing what it's supposed to do?
Ooh, yeah, it's kind of. Let's see what happened there. You got Shadow 3, you got Shadow 1, Shadow 4. There was like another one that you were trying to get to, right?
Yeah, I dropped it on all of them, but it only showed up for which ones?
I see 1, 3, and 4.
And one of
All
them
right.
dropped on you, it looks like.
Yeah. Ugh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Let's see what happens if I put it on number 2. It's not really registering, or did it?
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
there
I
it
got
is.
So
All
number
right,
2
little
is
bit of a delay.
Nope, they all failed. So if you want, just drop the effect in the chat, and then I can apply it to all of them.
Okay, that's the effect. So yeah, that was Bane at second level. Wow,
Okay.
that was a lot harder than normal.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. I've been playing with it too, but
Yeah, it just felt like it was like either delayed or just not registering, or like nothing I was clicking seemed to be making
yeah.
a difference. And then I'll just step into the corner here.
1, 3, and okay. Sounds good. Next
And
up.
oh wait, I have a bonus
go ahead.
section. I'm gonna inspire my my best bud Rurik over there. So I'm gonna do some bardic inspiration and be like, oh my gosh, Rurik, there's like one right by you. Come on, you gotta get that nasty shadow. And I'll just give him some inspiration.
Sounds good. William, you are up next.
Okay, I'm gonna roll back my sleeve a little bit and reveal this rose tattoo that I have going up my arm and into my palm. And I'm gonna hold it up and call out my divinity, and I'm gonna use channel divinity, Radiance of the Dawn. And so every creature that's hostile within 30 feet of me, which I believe
I think it's
is all of them, has to make a Constitution saving throw. So we're about to have the same problem that we had earlier. I'm going to try it and just see if it magically works, even though it's not showing the arrows. And if not, I'll have to roll on each one. But that's okay. I'll try to be quick. Let's see. Come on, do it. It didn't do it, you bastard. Okay.
Well, it makes
All
me
right.
feel a little bit better because if it would have worked for you, I would have felt like an idiot.
Yeah, I saw the arrow on one of them, but it didn't work. All right, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll it on each one of them.
One
So he
fails.
gets damage, and I'll just kind of go through.
Okay, that works. That one goes down. That one saves. We'll take half, but it goes down. Saves. Dying. Down. Down. One left. Makes the save, but still alive.
It makes it. It lives. Cool. And so I do that, and I get my action. And I will do nothing else because I'm not gonna risk it. Like, that was the most amazing thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it's just
Good luck,
like
Biggs.
your Patronus just like whisked away all of the Dementors, and you just got this one like weenie-looking shadow that's still holding on, resisting the light.
Thanks, William.
I didn't leave that one on purpose, but it is kind of funny.
Hunch, it is your turn.
Oh, that was some nice ink you got there, Willie. And thanks for saving some scraps for me. He's going to come running down and start whacking on it with his spear. So he'll do his first attack, and then he'll do a extra attack as well. Let me get to actions.
That'll hit.
Okay. All right. Let me roll damage.
You strike at it, and it's like just barely. It's just like a sliver of a shadow at this point as you whisk away a little bit more of its form.
Okay. Then I'll do my extra attack.
And with that, you strike at it, and it just dissipates. And all the lights in the suite kind of come back on as normal, and that chilling air is gone.
Hey, nice work there, Biggs. You're a tough goblin.
I am, yes, true.
Did you see what Willie did to all the other ones, though? Man, he's impressive.
Yes, very impressive.
Oh, to be quite honest, I just think I got a little bit lucky with that. But I tell you, again, that's why Hunch, goddess Miris, she's to be not only loved, but also feared and respected.
She likes flowers, huh? Roses?
Oh, she does. Yeah, she does. Well, I throw up a little bit.
Lovely. So, do you think I should open this other room, or are we going to have some more of these?
Just out of curiosity, did those things appear, like we've been walking into rooms and there were like vials and goblets and things, did they appear where other things were, or was it just kind of a random type of situation?
Your perception of it is that they appeared relatively nearby the bodies or the bones.
Okay.
Oh no, Cinnamon. I just killed these people again.
We're
Well,
supposed
I
to-
mean, if they were already dead, I mean, they should stay dead.
Yeah, we're supposed to kill monsters, Willie.
That's true. That just seems dreadful.
In fact, I think if we find more bodies, we should probably do something ahead of time, like proactive killing of the bodies.
Well,
Hmm.
um,
Fire. You should always use fire.
um, okay, a fire in a metal room that will reflect all the fire back at us might not be the best idea, although I think it makes some sense, Biggs. Be like one big gigantic cook stove.
Or salt.
Or can you bless them or something? Is there something you can do to make the spirits just like not come back?
Oh, talking about me.
Yeah, you, Mr. Boom, Radiance.
Well, see, my specialty is more in the light and fire realm, not so much in the dealing with the dead, if that makes sense. I can do some things, but more better for me to, as Big says, to burn them.
All right,
No.
so we just be careful when we find more dead bodies because they could turn into those things maybe.
They were easy to kill, though.
Well, as long as we have William with us, they were easy to kill. So, okay, so
And-
next second rule is that we always have William with us wherever we go.
Well, I don't know if you saw because you were in the other room, but Biggs and I killed one really quickly ourselves. They weren't very hard.
No.
True.
No.
That's true.
I got real angry, and I feel like now maybe I shouldn't have gotten so angry, but it's hard to control.
Yeah,
So
fighting's fun.
Open the
So-
door. Just open the door and let's find the things we need, and like we just don't have to fight them anymore.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And this one actually leads out into the hallway, so I'm thinking it's just
All right, you
It's
open
weird.
you open this door and you can see what looks like a bed chamber. A wide bed, two small end tables at either side, and stuffed chairs take up half the room. There's a small desk, its top cluttered with papers and other objects, which rests near a closed door on the other side of the room.
Willie, you forgot to let me sniff the door.
Oh, sorry. Go right ahead, Hunch.
Well,
You can
no,
sniff
we're
this
already in
closet.
here now. Oh, I'll sniff the closet. Yeah, yeah.
We'll just say you don't smell anything new on the other side of this door.
Nothing new on the other side of this door.
Or nothing to
Like
stink.
even the dead bodies were old, so I wouldn't expect anything new.
I'm gonna open it. Hunch opens the door.
And you can do that because this one does not require a key card to open. It more or less is a closet of sorts, it would appear to be. You can see their like clothes, like outfits that have what kind of maybe looks like some kind of like almost military insignia sewn into them, just on like coat hangers on a bar across the room. There's also a reflective glass-faced box that is hanging on the wall.
Can it come off the wall? He tries to pull it off the wall.
It appears to be built into the wall, and so it's just kind of like a, almost like a safe that was built into the wall, but it's not a safe. Got a glass. It's almost like a cabinet kind of door that would swing open.
He's gonna try to open it in any way he can. Like just clawing at it.
Easy to do. So you open it up, and on the inside, you can see there look to be like there's like a little, almost like a tin box that's sitting in there. It's the only thing that is in the cabinet.
Can he open that box?
Open it up, and there are two capsules that are in the tin, kind of cushioned in kind of a soft foamy material.
He sniffs the capsules.
Give a perception check at advantage. They don't seem to be giving off any kind of scent.
Okay. Hey, Willie, I'm out of the closet. Where are you?
Oh, sorry, I was getting bored, moving around.
What I found.
What is it?
I don't know. It's a box. I found this box, and then there was a box in the box, and in the box, within two of these little pill-looking things.
Is a pill something that I would have ever seen? Is that something that, like, you would see in Karamikos, like tablets,
so.
that kind of deal?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I meant pill bug-shaped things.
But William, if you're examining it, why don't you give a perception check? Or
Sure.
Medicine check.
Okay, sure. 13.
I'm gonna say with a 13, you know enough about it, like you're checking it out, and like there's some kind of powder in there, and your instinct is that this is some kind of a consumable, but you don't know what it does.
Yeah. Hunch, why don't you try eating? No, I'm just kidding. Yes, it's a alien. No, I would say alien. Maybe some sort of bizarre food or medicine for whatever these creatures are that we're running into. I don't know. Can't tell you enough about it.
You can have it if you want it. I don't want it.
Sure. I'll bring it back to the to Karamikos. I might be able to find an alchemist who could tinker with it a bit and discover its properties.
Right on.
Seems strange that it would be in a box inside of a box inside of a box. It's a lot of work to go to get something, like to take care of your headache.
It could be a poison.
So what did these people know that they needed to be saving poison? Like the lady in the other room with the vial and everything? Like, what's going on that they need to guard their poison?
Well, you don't want the little blighters getting into the poison. You got to lock it up.
There is that. It
But I
could have
think
been
they
just.
did.
Krusty,
don't
what are
know.
you doing right now?
Rusty's just looking around. He's kind of bored. He wants to go into some of the other rooms because he hasn't been able to find anything in these that he's interested in.
Okay, so
I'm
he's
gonna
just
have-
wait-
He
kinda
doesn't
waiting.
have the key card, so he can't really open these doors.
I'm going to
I want-
sniff this door. He wants to go this way, I can tell.
All right. I'm gonna hold there though. I just want to check in with some of the other characters to see. Rurik, what are you doing right now?
Well, I'm following Hunch and then going, I'm actually curious about this table and seeing if there's anything remotely recognizable on the table.
Okay. Give me a investigation check. You see, there is a stack of papers on the table, and something catches your eye about that. In that, it seems like there's a color key card of each of the colors that you are aware of, and they're kind of being used almost like dividers in this stack of papers. So there's a jet black card, there's a red card, there's a yellow card, there's an orange card, red card. So you notice that, and then you get to kind of checking out the desk and opening up some of the tables, or some of the drawers, and you find it's a almost like a folder, I guess. I'll describe it that way. It's like a flat Yeah, like a folder. It seems like it's got like its opening would be at the top, and it's made of this like flexible metal material, like Kevlar, basically. It's got some kind of a device at the top where the opening is. It seems like that is. You don't exactly know how it works, but it seems like whatever that device is, it's just like a little square. It's not a key. There's no keyhole or anything like that, but it's like a glossy. Crystal-like substance that sits over the opening of this thing. It seems like that's probably the device that somehow, however it works, is what would open this pocket, this flexible metal pocket.
Well, that would be a challenge for me. So, I'd like to go ahead and use my jeweler's tools to really take a closer. I mean, from the way that you described it, is it something that I can manipulate, or do I need another object to be able to open it? In other words, is it like a push button on a briefcase where I click it open and it'll open? Or is it something I'm going to need another object for to be able to open it?
So you start trying to like manipulate it, and you like start pressing it as if it is a button. And it kind of glows red, and it makes like a audible sound like mer. And it seems like whatever you just did by touching it maybe is the way to manipulate it, but it doesn't open for you. But it when you touched it with like your fingers, it made this sound.
I'm gonna stick that inside the front of my armor. I'm just gonna like stuff it in there and keep it with me for the moment because I have an idea about this. I'm not telling anybody. Not telling.
Well, I'm kind of standing in the doorway watching you, but
you can always
that's okay.
see what I'm doing. You can always see what I'm doing.
I won't say anything, but you know.
I'll just smile at you. I think we might have something here.
Cool.
And let me check in real quick with Biggs. Anything that you're doing special?
Oh, I want to ask Krusty because I know that he likes like mold and mushrooms and stuff, and say, so, have you ever seen it's mucky stuff and it kind of glows in the dark a little bit? You know what I'm talking about? It's like slime, glowy slime.
Well, I know there are some that produce their own luminescence that that are in from that they grow in very dark areas and they produce their own light. But I don't know which one you're referring to because I think there might be more than one.
Oh, there was one where I'm from, and we used to go to it and look at it and go, it was so beautiful. Most people don't think that gross things like mold is beautiful, but we think it's beautiful. So I think you would understand that it was beautiful.
Fascinating. I'll have to travel there sometime and find it.
Oh, yes.
So, Hunch, you have moved over to the other door and are sniffing. Give me a perception check at advantage.
All right.
Again, you're just like, maybe your senses are getting thrown off by some of the other scents that are in this room. You're not picking up anything super distinct on the other side.
Nothing. I know they call me the Iron times, but all iron today. Too much metal.
And I'm just gonna kind of speed us along. You open up this door and see on the other side a large bed, many chests of drawers, and a low table flanked by chairs that stand to the door near the south. You'll do a search of this room. there won't be anything too remarkable that you'll find other than this kind of interesting looking tin boat. What looks to you like some kind of a almost like saucer-like boat.
I fetch it and bring it to William. Hey, I found something else made of tin. Do you want this too?
Oh, I'm sitting on this couch, like resting my feet on the table, oh, thank you. I'll take it. And like I just kind of like touch it and try to reason about it and try to see what it is.
It looks like it's made of some kind of precious metal, and although it looks very foreign and you've never seen anything like it, you think that someone would probably spend a lot of money on this. It is an unusual metal that you can't quite identify. So I've thrown that in. I've thrown that in the party sheet.
Yeah, I'll kind of reason about that and then say, Hunch, I would be remiss not to mention to you that I think this is actually worth something. You might want to hold on to it and try to sell it.
I don't think I need it. You can have it.
Well, you had all the information you needed to make your decision, and I'll tuck it in my jacket. Guess I'll see what I can do with it then.
Great.
So, shall we head on? I have something. I have a hunch.
I'm Hunch.
Yes. Sorry. That was unintentional. Yes, I don't make puns, usually.
It's kind of fun sometimes. You should try it.
Yeah, Fun and I occasionally get to know each other. So, we've got another whole set of rooms here, and this hole.
How about you just like open all the doors and we'll stand in the hallway and just peek in, like just see if it looks important, if there's dead bodies, and then
That
if
sounds
not,
good.
just go bing, bing, bing.
Monsters.
So
Yeah.
that's exactly what I do. I just go bing, bing, bing.
All right, I'm standing in the hallway and just like flexing and getting ready for this to be a disaster.
Okay. Okay. So your action is you're all moving out into the hallway.
Yes.
Yeah, while
Okay.
while he is opening all the doors.
Okay,
Mark has just gone by and
before-
swiped all the doors.
Hold on though, pause, because
Okay,
as soon as you
sorry.
step out of the room, you probably, I mean, maybe you'll open doors, but you'll see something down the hallway by the drop tube. Up ahead, laying prone on the ground, are two bodies. One that appears to be male human, and the other a female halfling. They're located right over by the drop tube, laying very close by. Basically right where you are, Rurik, your token is.
I guess I need to move my token then.
They both appear to be wearing adventuring gear like you all. So not the bodies of the strange residents of this ship.
Right.
But adventurers. And in fact, you maybe recognize them. I haven't given them names or anything. They're not any PCs, but there's a lot of adventurers that have stepped into the fortress, and so you've probably come across these two at some point. The female halfling is wearing... They're both wearing, like, armor. The halfling, we'll say, is wearing leather, and the human male is wearing... like a chainmail. Their weapons are like laying on the ground.
So they appear to be recently deceased, or are they not even dead?
Yeah, you want to run over there and check on their vitals to see what their
Yeah.
status is. Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Because we walked past there before, right? They weren't there when we walked past the first time.
They weren't
okay.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, indeed, they are still warm, although not breathing. Both of them have their armor has been actually no. Let me walk that back. Their armor, there's no damage or anything to their armor at all, and in fact, they're bleeding out their ears, nostrils, and eye sockets, just like that vision that you saw.
Well,
I can try to help them. Should we maybe try to heal them or something? I'll try healing word first level on the halfling.
All right, you cast that radiant blessing upon the halfling, and the halfling does not stir.
Cinnamon, I don't mean to. Well, never mind. It's too late. But they're very clearly beyond our abilities. Well, actually, I do have a spell, but I don't know that it'd be worth it. I could revivify them, or one of them.
Well, I just thought, I would at least try something. I mean, instead of just watching them bleed, but whatever,
Certainly. I don't mean to. I just they're very dead.
I just want to point out that I've opened 3 doors behind us.
Okay.
Now this was a halfling and a human.
Yes.
Would we recognize them?
Yes.
Yep, you would recognize them. I haven't given them names or anything, but maybe you haven't even conversed with them, but you've seen them on the ship, and you know that they also are contracted with the Grand Duchy of Karameikos. So they are fellow adventurers.
Who seem to have died of the same thing that the phantasmic woman died from. They haven't at least disappeared.
I don't know. I kind of liked it better when it was just like the ghosts that died of it. Because now, if these people died of it, maybe we could too. And it doesn't work to do healing words, so that kind of sucks.
Which is why I pointed out I've just opened 3 doors behind us.
We got to kill the monsters fast before they make us bleed.
Well,
I'm gonna animate one of those bodies. Animate dead.
Okay, you're gonna spend you're gonna spend some time casting Animate Dead on one of the bodies.
Excellent.
It's instantaneous.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
1 minute. Casting time of 1 minute.
Oh my! It says 3rd level necromancy.
The effect is instantaneous after you've cast the spell, but you gotta. This is how you prevent. You can't just animate in battle like. You gotta spend a minute casting.
I'm gonna spend 1 minute then.
Sure. Okay. So that's what you're doing. I've got your action. You're doing that. Rurik, sounds like you're opening up doors and you're going into this security suite, searching.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Anything that doesn't look like a bedroom.
Okay. Cinnamon, what would your character be doing in this time?
I guess I'd be kind of looking, just really on high alert, looking around. I'm not convinced it's a monster that makes this happen, so I'm kind of listening for weird sounds or weird smells or anything weird that just is what is doing this? Because they don't look damaged, right? They didn't look attacked. They're just bleeding from their...
Yeah, whatever killed them is hard for you to understand how this is possible or what it is exactly. But yeah, so I'm just taking your orders. I'm trying to figure out what all of you are doing, and then I'll come back around and narrate what is going on with your character. Hunch, what would your character be doing?
I'm sticking by Willie. Wherever he goes, I'm following.
Sounds good. Biggs, what are you up to?
So, I'm kind of standing back from the dead bodies because I'm a little creeped out by him. So I'm standing here looking like I'm being tough and kind of guarding the hallway, but I'm really kind of being a bit of a coward.
Okay, sounds good. And William, where are you? Where are you leading Hutch? And what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm gonna investigate the body that is not being raised to be a zombie. Um, and I'm sort of trying to be respectful to the corpse, but I'm trying to investigate to see if it looks like it was poison, if the bleeding is internal. I mean, obviously internal, but like, was it like, coming out of their mouth? Is it like they were injured, like there was like a trauma on their body or something, like they were crushed. And just investigating the body, and then after that's done, I'm gonna try to like cover the one body up politely as the other one turns into a zombie.
Okay, sounds good. So, Krusty, a minute passes and you complete. Which one are you raising? The halfling or the
The
male?
human.
The human. Okay. I just gotta go back and look. Okay, we're gonna say it's a zombie, and so I'll just throw that on the tracker. I'm assuming that is your intention, is to have your little zombie minion, so it's with you. Rurik, you are beginning to search, and we're just gonna kind of like fast track, so we're not doing like a whole room by room kind of investigation.
Right.
Give me an investigation check as you're just checking out this will apply to like kind of the general suite as you're looking around for clues or interesting things.
No, it's really
Ooh.
bad. Okay, let me do a d6.
Don't you have the inspiration if you?
Oh, that's true. I do have inspiration, but it's still a natural one.
Well, I'll let you use your inspiration if you want to take advantage on this one.
Okay, I do. Let me go ahead and roll again by inspiration. You'd think with this as a skill, I'd actually roll something. Hey.
So there you go. With a 24, you begin searching these rooms. These were the quarters of the security chief at one point. I just want to make sure. I know the thing that will get revealed, but I want to make sure you don't miss any cool items or anything. So, you do find in the chief's office, which has a desk, kind of a U-shaped desk, and this strange boxy contraption on the top with an apparatus in the front with a bunch of buttons, essentially the keyboard of the device. And this magical scrying device is currently on and blinking with a kind of azure blue light, and there seems to be writing that is currently on the screen, but you can't read it.
Okay. I'm trying to think who might be able, that I know of, who would be able to read something. Not going to be Hunch. Not going to be Biggs. Not even necessarily going to be Cinnamon, although she's really smart. William, do you know how to read?
What sort of a question is that? Of course I know how to read. I served in the court. I'm a doctor. What is it you have?
I didn't mean to insult you. It's just like that whole thing that you were saying to Cinnamon before. And Cinnamon, I don't know. Can your skill with languages actually go to, so that you can actually read it as well?
It's more like with tongues than with eyes. So the reading part, not so much.
Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. Tongues, not eyes. And William, how about you? Eyes and not tongue?
Yes. Now that I understand what you're asking me, yes, tongue.
Okay.
Maybe you can make it talk. Like hit some buttons and see if it says what's on the screen, and then we'd understand it.
Oh, that's a great idea. Just in case it's going to like blow up, why don't you guys stand out there and I will push a button.
We are all in the hallway, and you're alone in the room already.
Yeah. So
Rurik, make let's call it an investigation check. See if you can get the text to speech option to play.
okay, let's hope that works.
And before he does that, I will cast tongues so that if it does say something, I'll be able to understand it.
Okay, and now, so I used my chat inspiration. The bardic inspiration, I always forget how that works. How does that work?
Well, that would only last 10 minutes.
We'll
Okay,
say
so
it's still we'll say it's still a thing.
Okay.
So I rolled a 22. Well, I rolled a 14, but it's 22.
Okay. So you're sticking with the 22, it sounds like?
Unless I need to roll more.
Well, you don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, you might as well use the bardic inspiration.
I might as well.
I don't remember what I have to look it up because it isn't telling me. I'm not finding it there. I don't know if it's a D6. It might be a D6.
I think it is a D6, right?
Yeah.
It's at least
But
a
I'm
D6.
just going to double. Yeah, it's at least a D6.
Okay, so 26. So you managed to fumble around with this keyboard without activating any bad stuff. And eventually, by process of elimination, it does begin speaking in this alien language. And Cinnamon, you've cast the tongue spell, and so you're keeping kind of an ear out for that, and you're understanding what it is saying. And it appears to be some kind of a report or a log of some kind. And so here are the kind of the summary. Here's the summary of some of the things that you were picking up on.
What language would it be?
It would be an alien common, which you don't speak. Received report that guest from cabin C22 is not feeling well. Symptoms include fever, fatigue, and vomiting. He is being sent to the medical bay to get a few tests done, and will monitor this situation. Sometime later, a different date is read off. The infection appears to have spread. The entire C wing is in quarantine until further notice. Dr. Bradbury has been stricken ill and is currently in a comatose state. Put in a report to Commander Leonhardt that this situation may require Dr. Elgar to come up from the civilian area, but have not received any further guidance. Another date, sometime in the future. Entire ship is on lockdown, relying on robots to assist in day-to-day tasks and meal and med delivery. Commander Leonhardt has gone missing and hasn't been responding to communications. His wife reports that he has been talking about hearing voices and wasn't sleeping well in the days leading up to the infection. Could it be a symptom of the illness? I will be assuming command until he is found. Yet another date in the future. This will be my last entry. I am planning to take my own life in hopes that I won't turn into one of them. Those who had fallen into a coma have awakened, and even those that didn't have such severe reactions seem to be acting hostile, dragging folk from their rooms and attacking the police robots. The situation is out of my control, and I fear that it is only a matter of time before they make their way into my suite to exact whatever horrors they are inflicting on those that still retain their sanity. It would appear that fate wanted to see the demise of our society, one way or another. Signing off, Margaret Hooper.
So guys, the computer, or I wouldn't say computer, that box thing did talk, and it doesn't sound good. It's, are we in the C wing? I mean, like, I guess there was a disease, and maybe that lady that we saw with the cup was the one that made this report. Like, things were dying and then turning into weird things. And so I'll share kind of everything that you did share. Like they heard it, but you know. So it's like not just monsters. It seems like. Do you think it'd be something we could catch too?
Well, I'm wondering if our bleeding friends are a symptom as well.
You got really close to the bodies, William.
I'm touching one right now. Oh, cover my face.
Do you want me to sniff it? See if I smell anything weird?
Like, no, stay away from it. You don't want to get it too.
Okay.
Stay away from William too. I mean, you don't know. He might have it now. He touched them. Oh my God, I got really close too.
I think it'll be okay, Simon.
Thinks you wouldn't be.
Oh,
Biggs,
Knowing how it was spread.
Biggs, you were hanging out in the hallway, just kind of looking out. Give me a quick
I was on guard.
perception check.
All right. I can do that.
You're just kind of hearing that language, and it you don't notice anything else other than like kind of the commotion and the discussion that's currently at hand.
Yeah, I'm kind of distracted because I think that William is definitely gonna turn into a zombie, 100%.
well, we have one that is a zombie.
It's true. Yeah. Oh God. Turns around. It looked at me, I think.
Why do we have something that looks like a zombie?
Krusty, it was saying like they turned on the people. Like it may look like a friendly zombie now, but what if it turns on you?
I cast the spell. I control it.
That's pretty optimistic.
Make it hop on one foot.
All right, it hops on one foot. See?
Hunch is gonna sniff the one that isn't a zombie.
It doesn't really have a strong scent of death quite yet. It like quite literally died, in the last 5 minutes or so. And William, I think, just cast Gentle Repose. So it smells. You may be with your senses. Maybe you can pick up on the fact that it is dead, but is very fresh.
So I did not actually cast Gentle Repose, just so you know,
sorry.
in case that impacts.
You cast.
I was literally
something.
just looking at it.
Oh, you're just looking at it. Okay.
Yeah, just looking at
He
it.
covered it up gently
so
and respectfully.
As you were doing all of that, you would notice that their gear is laying about. The halfling is wearing a gold brooch, really ornate dagger, short sword, leather armor, looks finely crafted, and then they've got some material wealth like gemstones and gold and things like that in pouches on their bodies. The human man, the halfling also had a set of thieves' tools on her. The human male had a long sword, in addition to his chainmail that he was wearing. So this is all stuff I'm just going to put on the party sheet, and you can kind of figure out what you're going to do with it. It's a boatload of stuff.
Biggs is so conflicted because she does not like the zombies, but that's a lot of good stuff. So.
I have other ways of raising the dead too.
That's good to know. Krusty, do you mind just backing you and your zombie just like slowly out the door so I can get out of this room, please?
Okay, I'm used to being shunned.
I'm not shunning you, it's just that I think it's probably better if we all just don't touch each other right now, and I can't even believe I'm saying this.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
William, you're over in the area with the drop tube, and you can kind of hear like a humming sound or a buzzing sound coming from the drop tube. And when you kind of look in there, where it once was dark, this tube is now lit up, and it almost looks as if it's just kind of like the whole tube, there's just lights that are kind of built around the tube up and down, and it almost looks as if there is dust that just kind of floats and hovers within the confines of the tube.
Are there any like objects on the ground anywhere I could like toss in the tube?
Just those things that were laying on the ground there with the bodies.
Okay, well, I will grab one of the. Well, they had some good looking stuff possibly, so I won't throw anything like that. But I'll reach into my pack and I will grab out a candle. I'm gonna light the candle. Actually, I'm gonna cast light on the candle, and I'm gonna throw it in the tube and see what happens.
You toss it in, and it just hovers mid-air.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Quite a trick. That's quite a trick. Hunch digs in his pocket and throws 5 orc teeth into the hole.
They all just kind of hover as if there's no gravity in there. They just float.
It's a float tunnel.
But for what purpose? Is
To
it possibly like a levitate spell or fly or? I'm gonna hover my foot in there, Alex, and just see if it feels like it's solid or if it feels different, or if it gets incinerated.
You hover it there, and it like feels like it, like suddenly like there's no resistance to your foot, and it does kind of float, almost like it's buoyed by invisible water or something. And you kind of start to like lean into it, maybe testing it out. Is this real? And it is. And so as you're looking up and down, you have this like realization: those rungs on the side of the tube aren't for climbing, but for propelling one through the tube, perhaps.
Yeah.
At the bottom,
I was gonna.
You can see like a metal, like, I guess like a sphincter kind of like apparatus, like this. These metal tubes are all. There's a metal door that's like shut at the bottom. Some, I don't know, we'll say 30 feet down, I think is what I've been saying. And there seems to be a doorway at the bottom where it seems like the tube has probably been like closed shut artificially, or some kind of, for some reason it's closed. You get the sense that there's probably more tube down if you could just figure out how to open it. But there's a doorway down there that seems to like lead to a second level.
Say, oh my god. I just watch as I'm sitting there thinking and like stroking my chin and like, what is this? And then Hunt just leaps into the tube.
I gotta get my oak teeth back.
You're just like kind of hovering there, grab your teeth. You can kind of swim, and like,
He's doggy paddling.
You can kind of like, yeah, you can kind of make motion happen and get yourself. It takes a lot of effort to move even like a few inches, but if you can get over to those rungs and like give yourself a push off something physical, you'll be able to move yourself a little bit easier.
It's like swimming. He goes back in.
Hunch, while you're floating in peril, can you move like up and down, like vertically, in the tube?
I kind of wiggle my way over to the rungs and go down toward the sphincter hole.
Yep, and you're able to get down to the bottom, to the floor, really with just one push. And then you touch down. And then looking out the portal, I'm going to share with you a map of level 2 to get you started. But you can kind of see it's just like much darker on the other side and just like dim light. And I believe I have an image of kind of what you see as you're looking out. 17. That is sort of your view, Hunch, from where you are currently standing. You see these strange metal pillars that have weird conduit and wire tentacles or tubing up and down them. The whole place is very much dusty, full of cobwebs. Everywhere else on the ship, for the most part, has been relatively clean and pristine. It is not so down here. And it's just expansive. Like, whereas up top there were hallways and rooms and things like that carved out, what you're perceiving right here is just like endless space.
Okay. Hunch just kind of starts like giggling to himself, and then he just bursts out into a huge laugh, and like calls up to Willie and says, "Hey, speaking of swimming, have you ever tried to imagine a centaur swimming? I mean, what does it even look like? Do his arms just stay at his side while his horsey bits do all the work? Or does he tip forward so his hands can poke through the water while his hind legs are up in the air? Either way, it's got to look friggin' hilarious." And he just spends like the next 30 seconds like laughing to himself.
I rolled a 16 on the insight check, and so I was like, oh, definitely it would be the horse bits doing everything, I think.
It's gonna look so funny. I gotta find a centaur. But anyway, down here, if you want to come down, all I see is a lot of. It's even weirder down here. It's just weird. There's lots of like tentacles and long looking strands of cord of some kind. Very dusty too, and he sneezes like 3 times in a row, and there's a little bit of snot coming out of his snout that he does not wipe away.
Oh,
Question for you.
it's dirty down there?
Yeah, lots of cobwebs. Probably some mold too. Krusty.
Oh,
Come on down.
I gotta come down.
Yeah, you and your zombie friend.
Okay, Krusty and the zombie. You're in the tube and you head your way down.
Krusty, do you happen to have any blood coming out of any of your various orifices? You too, Hunch.
No, just a little bit of snot. And he licks it with his long tongue and just licks it away.
All right, I'll come down too.
Williams
That's really
down.
going to be any proof.
And how about Cinnamon and Rurik and Biggs?
You know, I don't want to go down there. I mean, I've done a lot of things. But this just seems not wise. Not that I'm known for wisdom, but this just seems to be not really smart. I want to go to the security check point.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Cinnamon, what are you up to?
So, like, I was about to go down there, but if Rurik's not, I don't want to leave him all by himself. Because if I I just don't want anybody else being like a doppelganger or anything. So I'm going to keep an eye on Rurik and stick with him.
Okay, sounds good. So the two of you are heading to the center of level 1. And Biggs, what are you going to do?
Well, I was gonna jump down the hole, but then I realized that the people who had been close to the maybe zombie bodies, they went down the hole, and the people who weren't close to them are going this way. So I'm gonna stay with the people who are not potential zombies. Probably, most likely not to be zombies. So I'm going with them.
So you're going with
William!
Rurik and Cinnamon? Okay, great.
Yeah. I yelled down
As we
bye
set
to
up the
William.
premise of the horror movie and the group splits. So we're gonna focus for a little bit at least here on those that went down the tube. And so you've all made your way down, and Yeah, what would you
One
what would
dead
you like
body
to
is still up by you on level 1 anyway.
These bodies.
what would the three of you plus zombie like to do?
Hey,
Three of you
Krusty,
and zombie makes.
what are you gonna name your zombie friend? You can call him anything you want.
Oh, I don't know. What do you suggest?
I'll think about it and get back to you.
Okay.
Heads up to the chat. You got an opportunity to redeem and name an NPC. You could name Krusty's zombie. It sounds like. So the four of you step out of the tube, and almost immediately, you hear sound coming from the east, and it's like one of those robotic voices that one of those golems had made. You've all probably encountered one of them at one point or another. It's speaking in alien common. It's just belting out kind of repetitive phrases. You can tell it's the same phrase, but you don't understand it.
Okay, I will cast tongues on myself.
Okay. So as you cast tongues, you suddenly hear it barking out. You have 10 seconds to state your business before I deploy hostile lethal measures.
Oh my god. We're here to cure the plague that's taken over the ship. We're doctors investigating the illness.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay, I am using my I'm not investigation. I'm using my inspiration. Thank you, Kogo. Yeah, he said persuasion.
Yes.
Oh God, it's 12.
Well, better than the one that got dropped.
Damn it. Yeah, it's true. I dropped the natural one. Thank God. This is going well, Hunch. I can tell.
What's he saying? What are you talking about?
This is the point in negotiations where the diplomat usually will eventually concede. I move forward a little bit.
And then you
Should
hear
I
it
grovel
saying,
at him?
preparing to fire incendiary grenades.
I don't know what a grenade is, but incendiary I think means burning.
1.
What?
Get ready
Hit
to
the
go
deck.
back up the tube.
And then you hear an audible, like it is verbalizing, pop.
Jump in the tube.
Now to finish the job. Releasing homing missiles. 3.
Wait a
2,
second.
1. And then you hear it saying, ziff, 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 ziff.
I look outside the tube to see if there's any explosions or anything else.
There's nothing. There is no. These are all just verbal things that are happening.
All right, I'm gonna go all the way up to where
Somebody's
I hear the sound.
messing with us.
Did we
We've been
win?
defeated. Those missiles are so powerful. We surrendered.
So I'm gonna reveal this chunk of the map, and you can see like down, like over near this pillar over here. There is a bulky metal figure with a duck-like head that stands motionless. Well, not motionless. It's moving. It's animated, but that's the thing. It looks like cords or tentacles that are connecting from its back to this pillar. And it's very obvious that this is the thing that is making these noises and speaking. And it seems to be like making little gestures of a kind of jerky, choppy motion. and it sees you coming. It's like, oh, stay back, civilian, or I'll be forced to deploy my flamethrowers.
Creature, I don't think you have a flamethrower. Oh, by the way, Hunch, that's what he's saying. He's gonna use a flamethrower on us.
What's a flamethrower?
I'm assuming it throws flames.
Oh, that makes sense.
Obviously, you're distressed, Larry. Oh wait, no, you're not Larry. Larry's the zombie. Oh, it's cute.
And so it's just sitting there, and it's like, oh, fine, you're asking for it. Flamethrower. And then
I
suddenly,
can almost imagine that seeing it. Yeah.
then suddenly,
Yeah, I'll clap politely.
suddenly there's a flash of light, a real blast of laser fire or something, an explosion behind you, from the opposite direction where you just came from.
But that was surely unrelated to this thing. What was that? And so where did that explosion occur? It was like
Somewhere over here.
like by the tube or the other side of the tube.
Yeah, maybe from the other side of the tube. Just a flash of laser fire.
Okay.
And you hear a voice call out and say, "That was just a warning shot. Who are you and what are you doing down here?"
Is this one speaking common?
It's speaking alien common, but I think you understand it right now.
Sure. I've got about an hour on this spell. So I'll say to everybody else, like there's another being. This one I think actually does have weapons. We're doctors. We're here to cure the plague. We heard that there was a disease on the ship. I mean, on the boat, whatever the hell I would think of this is. On the fortress, there's a disease.
Well, you're about 500 years late. That disease has wiped nearly everyone out except for me.
Well, come out from the shadows so I can examine you.
Not so fast, not until I can understand what your true intent is. You say you're doctors?
Well,
You're
I'm a
from
doctor.
this planet. You're from the planet where this ship crashed.
Would planet be a word we would use, like we're on this planet? Or would that be like I don't know what a planet, what you mean by planet?
Yeah, probably.
Like we know what
don't.
planets are. We probably know astronomy, right? Or
Yeah,
astrology.
maybe it's just like it just sounds odd to hear it in this
Yeah.
context.
If you mean we're from this region, there may be something lost in the translation. We are from I'm from Karamakos. Personally, I don't know much about my friend here, Hunch. Hunch, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hunch. Can I sniff ya?
I'm not going to translate that. I just feel like Hunch says hello. But no,
William-
yes, we are from Karamakos. Where are you from? Where is this?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, where does this fortress originate?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh God, 6.
And Hunch, as you're approaching, you see a figure from this. Probably before you even get to that pillar, he steps out from the pillar and like takes another shot. Like when you're like 30 feet away, he takes a shot. You get the sense he's actually not trying to hit you. It's more of like a warning, like don't come any closer. I'll actually fire this thing. So he takes like a warning shot towards you, and he says, "Don't come any closer."
I don't think he likes us very much, Willie.
They're not trying to hurt you. What's wrong?
I'll translate. I'll translate for anyone that wants to talk at this point to facilitate.
Okay. He says, I've only just come out of hibernation, maybe a couple days ago. I'm not about to risk my life trusting strangers.
Tell him that a stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet.
I'll reluctantly tell him that. And then I'll kind of like shrug.
A whole planet of fools.
Most of us aren't so simple-minded and trusting, but which I understand. Yeah, I don't understand what this is all about and where we are, but I do understand being afraid. You know, I've too been in a strange place. I met a dinosaur. And I've seen strange creatures, and had to change my ways. I've exiled from my own land. But I learned the hard way, as you can tell by my motley crew I've assembled, that you have to learn to trust people that maybe not like you, if you are to survive in strange lands.
After all this time, what made him come out of hibernation now?
It's a
Good
good
question.
question. Yeah, ask him.
He says, well, I can't be sure myself. I think my understanding is it seems like this ship has powered itself back on somehow. And there's something in that must have activated or triggered my hibernation for me to come out of it. I was supposed to come awake when this ship landed. But clearly that did not happen in the way that I had intended.
You should tell him that the Grand Touchy told us to come fight monsters, and he can fight monsters with us if he wants. He's got a laser gun. Or something.
I will not translate that. No, I'll translate that and say, but not say touchy. I will say the person who's employed us actually employed us to come clear this area of monsters and beasts. I know that's not probably your intention if this is your home, but you clearly are distressed as well. Maybe you could help us. William is clearly not getting this as like an alien. Like he just thinks it's like a floating castle, something like that.
And he says, if you're from the planet where this ship most recently was, I can tell you're way out of your element here, son. I don't know. There might be a way that we can get you home, but it would be very deep in the ship, and if what you're saying about creatures and such, whatever this Grand Duchy is that you're talking about, it's likely that a lot of the things that we were ferrying on the ship have gotten loose. We're going to need extra help. There should be a piece of power armor on somewhere down here in the hold. I can show you where it is. We can maybe get it working. It could be an asset. We're going to have to dive in deeper into the ship to get to the controls if we're going to navigate this boat.
Is it on this level?
Yes, there should be one charging up. Many of the charging stations for these suits are down here.
All right. Then let's, we don't have much time, I'll be honest. I can only maintain our communication for maybe another hour or so. And if we had to work together, that'd be better if we can understand each other. So let's get going. Plus, our friends are upstairs and maybe running into trouble.
So, I'm going to have to reveal a bit of the map, and then I'm just going to kind of take you to where that suit is. We're going to flip at that point to what's going on upstairs. Still a little clunky, I think. There we go.
Yeah.
So, how do I want to do this? Okay. I'm just going to move your tokens. You'll have to find like the bottom part of the map and where I'm dumping your tokens. That's where your next scene is essentially going to pick up.
Yeah, I got it. Oh my god, yes! It's exactly what I was hoping.
Okay.
I'm not
So-
looking.
Push and pause there. Going back to the first level. Biggs, Cinnamon, and Rurik, you three were heading back to kind of the center of level 1 to go look at the central command area. I'm going to kind of fast forward through, opening up doors and such. But the long and short of it is you are able to get into the central area that was previously unable to be opened without that gray key card. And what you see as you make your way in there, I'm going to open up that room. Come on. There we go. There we go. In the center of this room appears to be some kind of strange altar. It is supported by a single metal column, and its two arms are bent towards the door. The wall opposite the door is made entirely of glass, although and it looks like this glass wall is kind of divided into magical sections of squares. Some of them are lit up blue, some are lit up green, some are just like white and kind of have this like snowy kind of snowstorm making kind of this weird staticky sound at you. There are also 3 skeletons that are sprawled out near the altar. And I believe this one has an image. Looks like this. From the original adventure, this one.
I like how the one in the corner is just kind of lounging there, like it's like sunbathing or something.
I'm just gonna lay down here and die. You guys, I could be really.
I'm done. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, apparently we had a redemption from Sith Lord Dave. The zombie's name is Larry.
Ah.
It fits him. Yeah, I like it.
So, I'm want to take a look at this altar.
So you approach the altar. In the center of the altar are 6 fist-sized circular windows, 3 coin-sized holes below them, and a single metal box under these. To the left of these weird adornments are 10 small blocks set in grooves, and to the right are 2 rows of rivets. The wings of the altar are decorated with panels of small glass squares set in rows.
I want to count them. The little small squares.
Looks like this.
Lots of squares.
You said you had like an idea, huh, Rurik? Like something you were looking for, maybe?
Yeah, this wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna take out the pouch. Is there anything about the pouch or the thing, the document thing, that even remotely looks like this or looks like it has any connection to this?
Not really. Not intuitively, no.
So Biggs, when she's looking at that, I think we should drag these skeletons into the hallway so they don't become those shadowy things.
Oh, that's a good idea. Although they might become shadowy things while we're dragging, so we should drag fast. That's fast.
All
Yeah,
right,
and
sounds good.
that sounds like a great idea.
So you start to do that. You know, doesn't take too much effort. They're not too heavy at this point.
Okay, so not exactly what skill it would be, but I do have, again, a lot of experience working with that's how I figured out how to do the key card thing. Is there anything like a unique sort of speaker looking thing that's there that I would recognize from having had sound come out of the computer, out of the box?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. I didn't. I'm not sure what this is, but this isn't what I was looking for. But it's clearly something important. There are 3 dead bodies in here. There's got to be a reason for that.
Well, I think it was the plague, you know.
Yeah, but they're just like here. I mean, why come into this little teeny tiny room with this weird altar unless it's their god?
Well, they could have been praying for a cure or hiding from those. You know, it sounded like that report was talking about like metallic policemen or something. I don't know. So maybe they were hiding in here and praying for a cure.
That actually makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the stuff behind the. I'm assuming I can see stuff is behind the glass window. Is there anything in there?
Essentially, they're computer screens, right, on the wall.
Right.
Right now, they're not really feeding any information to you. They're all just kind of either just blank, some kind of light, or they're staticky.
Okay, I'm gonna poke at it just to see what it does.
Dunk. Doesn't do anything.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. Nothing. Okay. There's nothing here. There's nothing here that I can do anything with. Unless you guys have some great idea. I think it's a great idea.
Maybe the buttons are like some sort of musical thing that they play to their gods. So like you start poking them and maybe something happens.
Yeah, it could also be that this is some sort of, you know, we've had all sorts of strange things happen. Maybe it will call the police those golems that were.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think we should just go ahead and back out of here for right now. Just, you know.
We know where it is, so if we need something with a lot of buttons and an altar and many windows, we know where to go.
We know where to go.
What would you like to do?
Oh, well, I want to push the buttons, but I'm not going to. I'm going to listen because these seem like very serious explorers who know what to do. So even though I really want to push, I'm not going to.
So, what is your plan? You've gone in here, kind of looked around, have decided not worth the risk playing around with this altar. What would you like to do next?
Well, there's still another bunch of. There's still another door here that we haven't, another area that we haven't actually looked at, and that's where the engineer is. So I want to go and see if we can find anything. I think that's what you said. Unless I misinterpreted.
I think he was up. The engineer was up to the left, right?
Yeah, there is an area you could go where that would be their quarters, which would be in the upper left.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything in this big large room or this other smaller room next to it.
Yeah, you haven't gone in the smaller room next to it.
So as Rurik kind of walks out to be like all responsible, Cinnamon's going to be mischievous and lean into Biggs and be like, maybe it's like your number box where you put all those numbers and more numbers come out. Like maybe you can get numbers across all those windows if you push some buttons. I'm just saying.
Oh, Cinnamon, I want to push the buttons. I really want to push the buttons. I think Rourke could be really mad if we push the buttons.
I can't hear you.
Roll a wisdom saving throw. Come on, do it.
Maybe if I just push one button. Just one button.
Yeah, Rurik won't know. I mean, I won't tell him. I'll just be like, oh my gosh, that totally just happened on its own.
Okay. I push one. What's the biggest button?
Roll a d12, and whatever that is the biggest button.
All right, here we go.
You push the button, and one of the screens on the wall like lights up and shows a number of police robots that seem to be moving, and then they seem to like all stop, like they all like power down, or you get the sense that they all powered down.
Oh my gosh. You put a picture of the police robots up there, or the police columns.
And then they stopped. You think we stopped them? This is you just push a button and it kills all your oh God.
You're even more powerful than William. I mean, yeah, he was pretty awesome, but you like you turned all of those off with just one button.
Oh.
Push or
Feels
stay.
so powerful.
Push or stay.
I mean, Biggs really wants to push another button because the power has gone to her head, but she's trying.
You came to the spaceship with a budget, a risk budget. You get one.
All right. Should we push another button?
Yeah. Let's see what happens if you push to the one next to it. Or maybe that one. That one's kind of cool.
Okay, I'm gonna push another button.
All right, another d12. If you get a 10, you got to reroll. Well, actually, you don't. Oh, a 1. As you do that, a couple of the screens like go out and flicker out, and the panel in front of you starts to light up and starts sparking and firing, and like there's a small minor fire here. Electrical smell tinges your nostrils. There's like this really that electronics are burning, really thick black smoke. It's almost toxic.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to try to make the flames go out. Like dim the flames.
We made it back.
Thaumaturgy. Now it's changing colors of the electric fire.
What?
Let's make it a roll. Let's make it as if you were like doing like a. What's your charisma? Is your spellcasting ability, right?
Yeah.
So.
Be charisma to the keyboard.
D20 plus charisma modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay. Oh, well, it's 13.
So it's like kind of putting it. It's sort of dampening it a little bit, but it's not enough to like completely suppress these flames that are completely spreading out inside this altar.
Oh no! We've made it mad. We've angered their god. Oh,
that wasn't the right button.
No, it was the wrong button.
Try a different one and see if that puts those out.
Oh, they're all on fire now.
You could make a dexterity saving throw and then push a button to try to avoid taking damage.
Okay, I'm just seeing if I have any water.
Simultaneously, Rurik, I want you to give me a perception check.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I definitely do not have water. So yeah, I'm gonna try to push another button.
It's frozen
so
again.
Saving throw, you said?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
And she is a barbarian, so she can see it.
Danger sense.
It should be dangerous. Dangerous.
danger, Will Robinson.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You end up taking 2 points of fire damage. And then you can roll a d12.
Okay.
9. Oh, okay, this is kind of funny. So, Rurik, you hear this sound like be-doo, 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 and it's getting like louder and louder, and then it like be-doo, be-doo, boom. It like stops simultaneously with Biggs pushing this button.
I'm gonna go running to the door.
And now at this point, Biggs, all of the screens are like shooting like sparks, and this console is like erupted into a flame, totally unusable at this point. As Rurik, you peek in there and you see he left for like 30 seconds, and this is what happened.
Oh my God. Biggs. And I just grab her and like, are you hurt? Are you hurt? Get out of there. And I'm not going to grab Cinnamon because I know better. So I'm going to go ahead. Yes.
So.
And go back over here.
So because of time, I got to end your scene there and go back to the other group.
Right.
So, other group. You are down here in this, like, seems like some kind of dusty old, like, lower hold or something. And you see this suit of armor that the commander here has led you to. Something that your friend Selvin would very much be envious of seeing you with. But that is where it is.
Beautiful.
And you can see the commander himself ends up kind of going over to the suit, and he's like checking it out. And it's like attached to wiring, kind of similar to that worker robot you saw earlier. And he kind of signals to you all that it looks like this suit of armor is in working order. Which of you is going to don it?
I can't do that. I'm gonna do it. I won't wear metal.
Oh, that's right, Krusty. I'll Hunch, can you still do all of your flipping around and monkey stuff?
No, and tell him my name is Hunch, not Don. I don't know where he got that from.
Wait, did you say you can or you can't? You can't use this?
No. I wouldn't be able to do my moves.
Oh.
I got good moves. You saw them before, remember?
That's right. Oh, no. Well, I mean, armor is not really my thing, but I guess I can wear it for now, and maybe I can trade it out with the goblin.
I could put it on my zombie.
Yeah, Larry. Larry can wear it.
How long does that thing stay under your control?
Larry.
I mean, Larry. How long does Larry stay under your control?
24 hours.
Oh, perfect.
And then I could probably extend it another 24 hours beyond that.
There we go. Excellent. Dungeon Master, where we want to put the zombie in the power armor.
So, basically, Commander Leonhardt is going to tell you that the zombie is not going to be able to operate many of the functions of the power armor. It would require intelligence to be able to operate many of the functions that make the power armor cool, including its flight and its mechanized weapons. So your zombie can totally wear it. It'll just be like it's wearing plate armor.
How about you wearing it?
That's a good point.
He says he could. I'd be happy to do so if that is the way you want to go with this.
Well, one of our other party members could probably wear it, but if they were here, but
I don't think Simonon could get our horns inside their helmet. That wouldn't work.
I was thinking Biggs, but I'm gonna take a look inside it. Do I get the impression that a small-sized creature could operate this thing? Is it like almost like a cockpit type scenario?
No,
like could Biggs fit it?
No, it's sized for a medium-sized individual. As you're checking it out, actually, you're kind of sizing it up and looking at how it works, and the helmet falls off of it. And up through the socket there in the suit of armor, this strange little brain-like creature pops up.
Oh.
Oh.
And it is going to do an intelligence, force you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh my god. Okay. I wish I hadn't wasted my stupid inspiration. All right, intelligence saving throw.
Yes.
Oh. Uh-oh.
all of us.
No, just William.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
6.
All right, I want
good
you
or
to
bad?
be the engineer of your own doom. Roll me 3d6.
All right. 3d6. 12.
What's your intelligence score?
It is a 10. Are you kidding me?
You
Oh,
are
no.
stunned, and you take 16 points of damage. Yeah. So you all notice as Commander Leonhardt pulls out a weapon and points it right over at Hunch. And that is where initiative will get rolled. And Commander Leonhardt is up first. He's going to take a shot at Hunch with his pistol. Rolls a 22 to hit. Dealing 14 points of damage. Takes a second shot. A 24 to hit. 14 points. Comes William's turn. You are stunned. Hunch, it is your turn.
Oh, he is not a happy Noel. Okay, so he is getting shot at, which he doesn't like, but he suspects. I mean, what did he actually see? Did the brain creature lash out at all at William, or did William just fall to the ground?
It's still sitting in the. Sorry, I'm having a heck of a time with this Fantasy Grounds. He's.
Oh no.
There's a token that should be there, where the suit of armor is.
Let me see if I can move it. Yeah, I can. Did that move it for you, Alex?
I'm stuck holding this token that I can't like drop.
Oh no.
Like
Oh,
my
no.
I can't do anything with my cursor.
Fantasy Grounds Unity. It strikes again.
So
I think that
don't
means
know.
the players win, right?
Thank God. Whew. That was a close one.
I think I can handle doing the things that I need to without this. So
I'm gonna try to
Hunch, it's your
delete the
turn.
token and see if that helps.
Eh,
He just moved it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. Oh, maybe it did. Yep, thank you. That seems to have worked.
Wow.
Sorry, Hunch, it is your turn. So yeah, the little brain thing is like sticking up out of the armor, and then you've got Commander Leonhardt there shooting, kind of using the armor almost as like cover.
When the Intellect Devourer attacked William, was there any physical movement that would have indicated that that is what made William fall?
No physical movement other than the thing popped out, and now you're looking at William, who just looks like he's like entranced by the thing almost. He's got a little bit
Okay.
of drool kind of coming out his mouth.
Well, Hunch is going to yell as a free action, yell at Commander Lionheart, "Hey, you missed the brain thing. You got to shoot that. You hit me instead, you silly bugger." And he's going to actually attack the intellect devourer that's right in front of him. So I will start with that. So that's my first attack. And let's see, could I do my extra attack if I miss, or is that only if the first one had hit?
Nope, you could go again with your extra attack.
Okay, so I will do another attack then.
Oh boy.
All right. So
Slippery
he's
brain.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated, so I will, as my bonus action, do Fury of Blows. And make 2 offhand attacks. Which not sure exactly how to do that.
Do you have a unarmed attack on your character sheet under action?
I don't think so. I have Fury of Blows, but I only have my spear and my darts as actual attacks up above, it looks like.
Does your Flurry of Blows, does it need to be unarmed?
Yeah, it's it's basically two attacks, unarmed, and you can do other stuff.
Let's see if I can pull an unarmed attack over quick. No.
So what kind of monk? What level monk? You're level 6.
Yes.
So is your martial art die a D6?
Let me look at.
I think it'd be the same as your spear.
Let me check in D&D Beyond. I have that open over here.
Your spear's a D6, right?
It's the exact same.
Okay,
so
just do that.
So. Okay, now. That makes it easier. All right.
We'll have to build like an unarmed attack on that sheet. So there's a hit.
Okay, and
unnatural 20.
But I'm not sure if the damage 1d6 plus 2.
It should be the same because it's still using your dex and everything.
Yep. Okay,
and
cool.
The big thing though is that it is magical because you're level 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's kind of weird is like your fists are magical, so you know what I mean, like in case this thing has resistance.
All right, so that was my first of the Fury of Blows.
And that one was also a hit.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Should be magical.
So Alex, I don't.
Yep.
It should be magical. Okay, cool. You have key empowered strikes. Oh, we're dead.
So I think when I use Flurry of Blows, it says that because of Drunken Technique, I get the benefit of a disengage action, and my walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the current turn.
Drunken monkey.
So he's gonna do his weird jerky, uncoordinated attacks, hit a couple of times, half the time, and then disengage and get pretty far away from.
All of a sudden your friend Willie is just like, bye.
Willie is dazed and confused.
Krusty, it is your turn.
Larry, attack!
Fortunately, Larry is a little slower than you, so he'll come up in a little bit here.
How far away is that brain creature there? Or?
Looks like from where you're standing, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet.
I'm gonna cast a moonbeam on him.
Okay.
What did I?
So
I
click.
cast 15 first time.
Do you want me to handle it, or are you gonna do it?
Yeah, why don't you handle it?
Okay. So it fails its saving throw. It's gonna go ahead and take 2d10 radiant, and that is enough to kill the intellect devourer.
Awesome. Yay.
Nice.
Then it is your zombie's turn.
Get him, Larry. Get him.
So is Commander still looking hostile toward us?
Yes.
All right.
He is actively firing, his pistol.
Yeah. Well, Larry can go after him then instead. But
Okay, sounds good. So he's gonna kind of creep up behind him. I don't know. Are you able to activate his actions from the combat tracker?
I don't think so.
Okay, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna handle these things. And so he goes and he takes a swing, tries to get him from behind. No such luck. He misses. As Commander Leonhardt kind of dashes out of the way. He takes his turn, turns around, and tries to slam. He just kind of shoulder checks the zombie, hits. Deal 7 points. Does that again. Gets a 21 to hit. Does 8 points of damage, and then is going to try to move away from the zombie. Zombie will get a attack of opportunity. But miss. And so he's going to go... He's gonna move to like right there in the corner. He's got his pistol trained on you, Hunch. And then William, you're stunned. It's not a very fun effect. I'm sorry that there's no saving throw. It's just
It's okay.
It is
It's
what
funny.
It is. Hunch, it is your turn.
Hunch is gonna get up in Leonhardt's grill and do an attack followed by an extra attack if he needs to, which I bet he will.
There's a hit.
All right, second attack.
Another hit. 4 points.
Jeez. All right, then I am going to try, just for fun, I'm going to try Stunning Strike on him. And again, I'm going to see how I might be able to do that.
So Stunning Strike. How does it work? You hit and then it invokes a con save, right?
Yes. When you hit with the melee attack weapon, you can spend 1 key. So I guess for my extra attack that hit, I will spend a key, and he has to do a con saving throw and beat a DC 11.
Sorry.
Hoping for a low roll.
He gets a 16.
Okay, so he saves. And I think that does not count as my bonus action. It was just a special. So I will do another flurry of blows on this guy. That one missed. And second. Oof.
Ooh.
That brings us to Krusty.
I can still, though, disengage because I
Sure.
use flurry of blows. So
Sure,
I'm going
go-
to do that because he kind of scares me. So do another. I'll try to get behind this pillar, get some cover, hover over Willie.
Sounds good. Krusty.
He's gonna cast chill touch on him.
Okay. Just for the sake of there are pillars there in the way, you'll probably have to like move to like there to be able to see them.
All right.
And
You want me to roll
20.
again?
Nope. 21 will hit. And you should be able to have 2d8 on that. Just roll another d8 into the chat. I'll adjust. And we'll have to fix your cantrips. 3 additional points.
Okay, and Larry can try another attack on him too. If he
All
can
right.
get over.
Larry's got a separate. Well, he's up next. So, all right, you're done with your Krusty's turn.
Yes.
Okay. And then you're gonna have Larry move up and attack him. So he'll get to there and take a swing. And he will hit with an 18.
Go, Larry!
Good job, Larry.
6 points.
Very
Doing
nice.
better than we
Wow.
are.
Commander Leonhardt is going to move away from Larry and take that attack of opportunity.
Get him again, Larry.
13 unfortunately misses as Leonhardt trains his gun on Hunch.
No.
A 13 is a hit.
Wait a second. That doesn't sound right. A 13?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh.
15 points of damage.
Whew.
And then a second blaster pistol. Is a 22 to hit. 13 points, and Hunch is down, leaving Krusty alone with the commander.
Well, I mean, William's there, but
William's there.
Well, I'm there in physical, but not in spirit.
Don't forget about Larry.
Hunch
true.
makes a death saving throw, rolls a 4. That is 1 failure. The chat is listening. A redemption of a nat 20 might be useful in this circumstance. Krusty, it is your turn.
Krusty cast heat metal to make him drop that pistol.
All right. He fails. And this spell was used to great effect in the last one that we did. He will take 2d8 fire damage, which you just did, so 9 points to the commander. So he must succeed on a con saving throw or drop the object if he can.
Oh, you read that?
He manages to hold on to the weapon.
Good thought, though.
But if he uses it, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. Anything else from Krusty?
Yeah, he might. He's gonna move close, and that would invoke Halo of Spores, I believe. Well, I don't know if the creature has to move to me or whether I can move to him. It says when a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to deal 1d4 necrotic damage.
Okay, so that's something you could do, it sounds like, as a reaction on the start of his turn.
Okay.
So, ready to move to Zombie's turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Zombie is right behind Commander Leonhardt, tries to make a swing, but misses. It comes back around to Commander Leonhardt's turn. So, start of his turn, you wanted to use your reaction to do a thing.
Three damage.
Okay. So
Unless he succeeds in a Constitution saving throw.
And he has disadvantage on that, I think because of the heat metal. So he fails, he takes the 3. Is there any other effect of that ability?
No.
Alright. He's taking some shots at you with his pistol.
Oh, wait a minute. I rolled the wrong thing. It says the necrotic damage increases to 1d6 at 6th level, so I should have rolled that.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Oh, that's even lower.
Okay. Alright, he's shooting at you with the blaster pistol. First one misses, and the second one is a 22. Hits you for 13 points. And we come around to Hunch, who just got redeemed a nat 20 on a death saving throw. So you have 1 hit point.
Thank you. Oi, what'd I miss?
You can
You
use
just passed out, that's all.
half your movement to stand up if you'd like.
Actually,
Yeah,
5 feet movement.
Yeah, I can use 5 feet of movement to get up.
Sounds good.
I was just looking at that and I was like, that never comes up, and here it comes up immediately. The first time I see a Drunken Master. That's awesome.
All right. Hunch is going to go completely feral and spasmodic on this guy. Starting with some regular attacks.
That's a hit. Oh no, you hit yourself.
Whoops.
We'll bring you back up.
Thanks.
What was it? 4 points? I can apply that to him.
Okay.
Don't go that feral. I mean, you know.
I'm not sure why it rolled 2 there.
We still have that unconscious effect on you, so we gotta pull that off too. Because you just went down when I was trying to fix it. Just go ahead and, well, I don't know. Either way you hit, even with disadvantage.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
I guess you roll with disadvantage when you're unconscious, huh?
Makes sense. All right, let's do another Fury of Blows. Another key point spent. That doesn't look good. And second one.
That one's a hit. And 7 points to the commander. He's starting to look pretty beaten and bruised up, but he's still on his feet.
All
He's
right, I'm going to
clip into
disengage.
his pistol.
Disengage and then hide behind the pillar again with my 1 measly hit point.
Krusty, it is your turn. Krusty?
Krusty is going to cast Wind Wall on him.
All right.
I should be able to confine that to just him, can't I?
Wind wall. A wall of strong wind rises from the ground at a point that you choose within range. You can make the wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick. You can shape the wall in any way you choose so long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. So you're saying you wanted to, like, surround him?
Yeah.
Okay. You can do that. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. Which he fails. Go ahead and roll the 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
It won't open up on the.
Just throw it in the chat if your buttons aren't working.
$3d8.
Yeah. $15 points. He drops, and you see kind of like a light from his scalp light up and discharge another one of those intellect devourers right
Oh no.
here. And actually,
So
Commander
glad I'm
Leonhardt,
with y'all.
when he goes down, this is probably more interesting to some of the people in the chat, but the form that is Commander Leonhardt kind of ceases to be, and he transforms back into the doppelganger, who is now dead.
You got tricked.
And I no longer have to pronounce that name. Let's see, that was your action, Krusty. Anything else on your turn?
Well, when that brain pops up, I think my reaction would be the halo of spores again.
Okay, you're just waiting for the intellect devour. It becomes the intellect devourer's turn, so you can use your action then at the start of its turn. You said he has to do a saving throw?
Yeah, con save.
Con save is a 16.
That's a hardy little brain you got there.
I'm going to assume that's a save. It kind of dances around you and scuttles around the ground, and Ooh, it's looking at William.
Oh no, I'm already dead.
You are
He
incapacitated.
wants to take over you.
Oh, okay. He wants to eat.
It wants to do the really bad thing. I need you to give me a... I want to say it's a intelligence saving throw, but let's just see. Oh, it's a contest. Intelligence contest, so just straight ability score check.
Okay.
Come
You
on,
gonna
be
roll?
smart.
Oh no. Are you wanting a roll, Alex?
Do you have your
Or is it
inspiration?
just straight up against the number? I do.
I have inspiration that
Yeah,
you know.
I'm wondering if Hunch can give him his inspiration because he's like trying to protect him, staying around him. He would definitely give up his inspiration for Willie.
I would allow Hunch. There was this bond that was a thread throughout the whole session. So I think that will work because you have to beat a 19.
Oh.
Or you're
I'm gonna be dead. There's almost no mathematical chance.
Come on,
it's
you
very
can do
high.
it.
You can do it. You can do it. Just roll a 20.
I just gotta roll a 20. That's all. I gotta roll a natural 20.
Oh no.
All right. Oh, double.
Go.
Double 11.
Ah, all right. Farewell, sweet William.
It transports itself into your brain and has control of you. So on your turn and initiative.
Oh no.
But isn't the body still stunned?
That's a good point.
I mean,
I think there's something about that.
they
The
just go
intellect
from
devourer
body to body.
retains its intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. So it has possession of you, William, and you're moving now.
Dang. Okay.
Zombie Larry, not sure would know exactly what to do at this point. It's going to bring us back up to William.
All right. Are
I'm
you
gonna
moving?
I'm going to give you agency to just role play this as if there is a sentient evil thing in your head.
Oh,
and you're going
no.
to try to murder the other two.
All right. I'm gonna roll a d6, and if it's a 1 or 2, I'll go for the zombie. If it's a 3 or 4, I'll go for Krusty. At 5 or 6, I'll go for Hunch. Oh. So I turn around zombie-wise, and I look at Krusty, and I am going to open up, and I'm going to cast Scorching Ray. So Scorching Ray on Krusty. So just hand comes up zombie-like, or maybe not zombie-like, but just like lifeless. It doesn't look like me. My eyes are dull. And you'll drop this. Oh, it's attack rolls. So here's the first attack. It misses. Second one. It hits. So here comes a streak of fire, hits you. Krusty singes you a little bit, but you seem to be doing okay. And then a natural 1.
Oh, you want to roll a d6 quick?
Sure. Oh, it's a 6. I rolled on the fumble table. Yes. You can feel like the last essence of William is trying to stop this from happening.
I don't have the good table loaded, unfortunately.
It's okay.
You just hyperextend your knee. The intellect devourer, doesn't know how to control his body so well, and just you're at quarter movement.
Hey, listen.
Pruno just redeemed nudge the DM to adjust the map. I'm not sure where you want me to adjust. I think we're on it. Where we're looking right now. Let's see. Read chat. I don't. Sorry. Maybe type it out more explicitly. I'm not getting what the message is. Anything else from William?
That would be my action, and I don't think I could do
I
a
think it's
bonus
the
section.
question here. They asked, would a res work here? I'll say yes after the intellect devour has been dealt with.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I would have, I guess. And then, well, I mean, this thing's fairly smart. It's going to run. It'll move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to get behind this pillar.
All right. Hunch, it is your turn.
All right. Hunch is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 run up and yell, Willie, there's something on your brain. I gotta get it off for you. And he is going to try to knock him unconscious. His attacks will be, full attacks, but he's not trying to kill him. He's trying to knock him unconscious with getting him down to 0 that way.
Sounds good. Trying to be gentle but firm.
That one misses.
Man.
All right. I got to do Flurry of Blows because then I can disengage again. So use another key point for Flurry of Blows. Man, his heart's not in it.
It's hard to do this. There's a gentle balance. There's a hit. He's looking like he's about to faint or pass out, but he's still on his feet.
All right. Well, I got to disengage. And let's see. I used 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get there. And I have, let's see, a total of 45. And I get 10 more for that. So I think I can get 5, 10, 20. I think I can probably get to about there.
Krusty.
Krusty's
Krusty.
He's going to move over here, and he's going to attack him with just his scimitar, non-lethal blows.
All right, 20 is a hit.